Hey everyone, I hope you can hear us. Let us know in chat. Otherwise, we're here to talk to you about what's coming up next, and it's a Rocket League tournament that's going to be pretty amazing. I'm sitting here with Sam.
Hello. Oh yeah, you just have to point that at me now.
Yeah, it's like the interview style. I gotta be like, hey Sam, how you doing on this fine day?
I'm pretty good, Joel. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I haven't slept yet, which is all part of the course. This is a GenerOZity, so there's usually half of the course.
Yeah.
It's part of the horse, is what I always say. And we want to take this moment to thank all of our sponsors who we've been thanking throughout the show. But we want to do it again. So thank you
And
to...
this is where I suddenly get up and so I can do the read and just get really cozy with you. So first off, we've got Audio Technica.
Audio Technica, thank you so much. This is an amazing venue. Come on, stay, bro. Come in. Come give a wave. Not only has he been running our audio...
That's right, I have.
He's been running it very well, and he also has been sitting in on different segments and playing guitar, and in general, joining in sea shanties. It's been really fun, and I'm hoping if things go well, we can get him over in the GenerOZity camp and kind of cut the ties with Audio. No, I'm joking. No, Audio Technica are amazing, as you can see with my Audio Technica microphone and all my other Audio Technica equipment.
The headsets that we're using as well.
And the headset, I don't know. I genuinely love Audio Technica, and then the fact that they supported GenerOZity was because I was like, I really want my favorite. Anyway, so next up.
I'm just looking at you, so
no,
but I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at the board. So next up, we've got 2K.
2K, thank you to the 2K community managers and 2K team for their amazing prizes that have been helping us raise money for to essentially fight the bushfires in Australia. And thank you for, what else? Having an amazing segment that we had Grim,
we got Grim
and Pez on, which is,
Yeah, standard.
yeah,
it's Pez.
Yeah.
So going down, we've also got Bethesda.
No, we gotta go one at a time.
Go one at a
We're
time.
gonna Bethesda, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you for all the prizes. Next one, Builderby.
Yeah.
Thank you for all your support, for always helping us with our 3D printing needs, with all of our custom designed hardware that we half the time manage to push through to their maximum until they fall apart and break, which is fantastic because we really try everything out. Thank you. Who's next?
Who we got next? Was that Finder?
Finder, thank you for covering all of the food for this event and helping with the operational costs that allow us to keep running GenerOZity, because we give 100% of donations and proceeds to the charity or to the cause that we've chosen for each event. It means that every single dollar, even if it is literally AAA batteries for a wireless keyboard, means that we need to find that from somewhere. Buying all the gimmicks and all of the shaving cream and all these silly things. Like even last night, there was a person who was like, "Hey, I've messed up, and I really would appreciate a $10 pillow." And we can actually be like, you know what? Over the course of the last 7 GenerOZities, we can buy a pillow. It's a weird thing. I know we don't have a lot of money.
Yeah, we can only buy one.
We don't really have very much money at all. But anyway, next one.
What have we got? Deadleaf Games.
Deadleaf Games, thank you for sponsoring GenerOZity, supporting GenerOZity. There are 2 amazing controllers that they're giving away. These custom design controllers that we brought up a few times. These little images cut in here and there.
Yeah.
That we will be drawing at the end of the event. And thank you.
Going next, I'll put the 2 bars together, GGEZ and Spawn Point.
GGEZ and Spawn Point, the battle that doesn't exist because you both love each other and you're in different states, but everyone seems to believe that you should have a battle because you get both gaming bars. But Lachlan and Ben, you're both great. You're always supporting us. GGEZ allowing us to run the stream that happened the night before we kicked off in Sydney, another one in Melbourne. Spawn Point for always supporting us and donating a percentage of all the drinks that are happening over there during the charity marathon as well.
Who else we got? I can't read that last bottom one below GGEZ. Joel, that's up to you.
Oh, in games. Joel Vandal, thank you. Always breaking news and spreading the word when we first started as well, when we literally no one would write about us, and you were like, don't worry, I'll sort something out. Our very first article about GenerOZity, and we didn't have to beg. He was like, I'd love to actually write about this.
Really bad if we have to beg.
Yeah, well, I mean, we begged a lot of people back then. It's different now.
A hands and knees kind of thing, I know.
Yeah, it's.
Who have we got on top of? We've got M-Wave. Have I said?
Oh, M-Wave! Thank you for the PCs. Thank you for always just being so responsive, building us PCs on the fly. I never give you enough time because we never have enough time when we decide to do these. Like with a 2-week lead in for this event, thank you for building us custom PCs and always giving us what we need.
You can blame Joel for that one.
I blame Josh, J-Dude. He was the one that was like, we should write a tweet. So we wrote a tweet and then I went to bed.
Yeah, and what happened overnight, Joel?
Yeah.
This. Who we got above M Wave there? Okay.
That's Me3D, which is also associated with Builderbee, but we put them on 2 separate lines. But thank you, Me3D / Builderbee. It's, yeah, next one.
Penny Arcade.
Penny Arcade, thank you. I actually wanted to, I wanted to give you a complicated thank you. So if you give me 1 second. Thank you. Oh, God, it actually just moved from where I was. There we go. Thank you, Penny Arcade, for donating all of the bits that are raised with the Acquisitions Incorporated 3-part mini-series that you have going on. All the bits of the mini-series we donated to GenerOZity's mission of supporting the fire and rescue groups battling the bushfires in Australia. So thank you so much. Thank you to Jerry. Thank you to Alyssa. Thank you for all the support, giving us the Wombat Theatre last year and allowing us to essentially
Do this.
Yeah, and put Sam through his
Hell.
first ringer of what it's like.
Yeah, making me manage the site. Who have we got next? Tiny Build.
Tiny Build, thank you so much for always supporting us, giving away prizes and keys and everything.
SMG Studios.
Thank you, Ash and SMG Studios. Ash just had so many of these different unique prizes that he was able to give forward for the last 2 GenerOZities, and as well as SMG Studios themselves giving us game keys and prizes. He's always incredibly supportive. And there's actually a custom skateboard, which we don't have a photo of, but is one of the major prizes that people can win if they enter the Gleamio. It's a very cool skateboard. So if there's a question in the Gleamio that asks you about your interests, it's a very vague question, but if you happen to mention skateboards, it'll probably mean that you very specifically do enter that category.
That's a very specific instructions there, Joel. Blizzard.
Blizzard, thank you so much to all of the community managers, always supporting us with all these amazing prizes. And thank you.
And last but not least, from our favourite American who cannot be here, who is currently distilling his butt off in the freezing weather over in America for Bomber Peak, Austin. Yeah.
Austin, why aren't you here? Wow. I haven't gone to bed yet. I had 5 hours sleep the night before last, and I'm still just kind of waiting. There's going to be pizza soon, apparently. And I really hope there is because I got nothing else to run off. I think you're just chilling out in your big old distillery, giving a percentage of all the drinks you sell at the bar, which is fantastic. So thank you very much. But also, I think secretly he's really happy that he's not here. So you can support us from afar and be nostalgic about it, but not have to actually go through.
That was the most asshole thing you've done all week.
Yeah, I know.
You're an asshole. So shortly we'll be throwing over to the guys on the desk for the Rocket League tournament. Later on, actually, we'll also be having Panda come on.
And also, Austin, I love you. You know that. You're like a brother.
You're not supposed to do that.
I know, it's too late.
There and you just
No, I know, I did.
Because I was going through the schedule and you just kind of
Oh, yeah. So we're going to have Panda later. Did you hear about that? He's going to be playing.
I told you that.
He's going to be playing some video games. Probably that one that he is well known for. It's Tetris. So, yeah.
You're the one with the mic now.
He's going to be playing World of Warcraft, and he's also going to jump onto some other games as well. So he's going to be here. We're going to have AJ is the one after. Are you looking at the schedule? Your job is to subtly tell me what's next on the schedule after Panda.
Oh, you got Dungeons and Drag Queens coming up.
Yeah, Dungeons and Drag Queers are coming on to play some D&D and a few other games. And we also have Dark Viper, who's going to be doing a 2-hour chaos run of GTA 5.
And then we'll update further.
Then we'll update from there because you can't.
Yeah, you can't see the board.
Yeah.
But what you're about to read has nothing to do with what's coming up on the schedule, Joel.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's one other thing. It says, Joel, get off the couch. People want to start playing this game that we're about to watch.
Well, that's pretty fair. Hey, gents, are you guys ready to go? Yeah, okay. We'll flick over to the desk for the boys with the Rocket League tournament, and we'll catch you later.
We love you, Austin.
No worries. Let's look at the stream on this monitor down here. Second, but I believe I can hear us now.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
good.
welcome, guys.
Hey.
Welcome to the Fire and Rescue Charity Cup Finals. I'm here with Jim Nesso. Jim, how are you, mate?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good. It's a beautiful day here in Sydney, and we're welcoming this rain at the moment.
Yeah,
I think
it is.
that's safe to
It's a
say.
nice. Most people would say it's a miserable day in Sydney, but at this time of year, it is a fantastic time to
I'm
have
out
this kind of
there
weather.
Singing in the rain, singing inside, and we're looking forward to some good Rocket League as well for a good cause. I think it's safe to say that you've come together, you put this together, the
Yes.
Fire and Rescue Charity Cup with Rocket League, and obviously the community getting behind it is an awesome
It's phenomenal.
testament
Yes.
to what has happened in Australia, and I think it's great to see the world coming together for such a fantastic cause.
Yeah, well, when I first decided to put this tournament on about 2 months ago, it came into that time of year. I wanted to put on another tournament, and it could have come at a better time, obviously, to help raise money. And when we decided that we're going to have a 3-day tournament, obviously the qualifiers were the last 2 days, and you guys are going to witness the top 4 from both days competed out in the top 8 today, which is going to be absolutely awesome to watch them players battle it out. But we decided to have this tournament and hold the finals here live on the GenerOZity show, thanks to Audio Technica for their HQ. It's a beautiful place, mind you. And, of course, the guys behind the desk behind us and all the guys behind the scenes doing absolutely amazing stuff here to make sure this goes all smoothly over the next 48 hours. Well, from the start from 48 hours for the next 24 hours, finishing up on Sunday night to raise as much money as we can for the fire relief and stuff. We can see people already in the chat saying hello. Welcome, guys. I hope you guys are ready for some awesome Rocket League action, because I know I am.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I haven't seen Rocket League over the break either as well, so it's good to see. Obviously, there were some upsets in the qualifiers as well.
Yes.
Some of the favourites being knocked out. I think that bodes really well for the competition because it just blows things wide open.
It really does. I think one of the biggest ones was GenerOZity being knocked out in the loser bracket. Obviously, made it through, which is awesome for them, making it through the top 8. But I guess that was probably one of the biggest upsets that we've seen. But obviously, they're going to be red hot today, trying to battle that way all the way to that final for the $600 prize pool.
Yeah, they're looking good, and I think you're right. There has been no Rocket League competitions over the break, which is great, which is why I've missed it.
Yes.
Which is most important. Obviously, kicking back into things as well. It's a great way to kick it off, as we said, a great cause. So obviously, follow the links there so you can make sure that your donation counts as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back into it. And as you said, you've done a great job in rallying the community around you. Obviously, people have put their hand up, left, right, and centre to help out as well, which is great to see.
It's been phenomenal. And like yourself as well, included putting your hand up to help out and be here today, obviously in the finals to showcase such an awesome Oceanic region final. And it's been phenomenal for not only, myself to put on this thing, but as soon as I mentioned on Twitter and just dabbled the idea of a tournament in Oceanic region for Rocket League, everyone has come together and messaged me. I know the Formal and Copt and Jupiter, who were the casters of day 1 and day 2, put their hands up without even hesitation and wanted to help out as much as they could. And of course, the Bluebird Rivals, who are the backbone of the tournament, organizing everything behind the scenes, being able to put all the players ready, because I can tell you right now, organizing 35 teams for the past 2 days, both days, making sure they're on time, ready for each match and ready to be casted, has been a phenomenal job, and it's been running pretty smoothly, and I think today will be no different.
Yeah, it's like an advanced form of herding cats. It's like getting players organised is not an easy task.
No.
So shout out to those guys. Shout out to everyone else as well that is tuning in. And shout out to the teams as well that are playing. Obviously, we've also got some...
ASMR donut eating.
Yeah. Can we get
I can't even eat it, actually, with the microphone in my mouth.
we can get the gain jack right up on that so we can just hear that crunch on the top.
This is solid donuts, by the way. I believe that the GenerOZity team has been donated a bunch of donuts, and these have been coming in every day from generous, obviously, people out there wanting to support the GenerOZity cause. So, absolutely amazing. The boys have been telling me today that they couldn't eat the amount of donuts that have been flowing through with all the support. So, we decided to bring them onto the desk really to make you guys hungry.
Pretty much.
I think that's the end of it.
Pretty much. Normally, coming from a Counter-Strike background, donuts are bad. No one wants the donut. But in this case...
What is a donut in a Counter-Strike background? What is that?
So you have 0 frags on the board. You're putting up no frags.
Right. It's a big O.
It's a big O. So donuts are normally bad in the scenarios that I've been faced with, but in this particular way, they're actually amazing. So huge blue topping on those as well. I'm going to get tucked into one of those.
I think we will in a bit.
Maybe we can jack the gain up on our mic so we can get some real ASMR action.
Just hotline red on this ASMR donut eating for sure. But we do have our first matchup today, of course. We do have the Max Rancid Rats taking on Fury, and Max Rancid Rats were the ones who were the upset over GenerOZity, which is a couple of players from Chiefs.
Yeah, some big hitters as well. Some big names in the region going down. Max's Rancid Rats, obviously Delusion leading that team. Some young players in that team, it's safe to say.
It's so good to watch, obviously, the young coming in. We've been around for a while in the Rocket League scene and watch, Watch some,
Anymore?
yeah, well, maybe when you started. But, when watching all the young youth coming up and obviously playing, there's some new names in there I've watched over the last 2 days of qualifying and who are really putting out some awesome goals, awesome teamwork, and their combination and gelling. We've seen, obviously mixed teams over the last couple of years and obviously people just trying to find their feet. And we found some really awesome combinations here tonight that I never expected to be in the tournament.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of these competitions as well. Being a bit of an off-season competition, you get some players that are coming together to just see whether or not things still work. Obviously, as you said, with GenerOZity, having Torsos and Drippe, some big names there, as well as Decker and Jules.
Decker, yep.
Those guys, obviously, they've been playing together for a little while as well now. So having the, Drippe come back, playing with Torsos, legendary Chiefs combination.
Yeah, it was awesome to see him go overseas as well. I know if anyone's been following what Drippe's been up to, he did go overseas and play for a Rocket League team overseas and then come back and play. But looks like we are going to be jumping straight into the first matchup here. And Chain's going to tap this one down, but no real effort here from him. And Stevie gives himself a bit of time, trying to dribble it, but Caveman Ben is there to put it forward. And looks like an opposition is going to knock that one away by Frenzy. And Kai going to try and calm this one down a bit.
Oh, nothing really coming out of it. Frenzy looking for that pass. No one on the end of it, though. No big commitment from Steve up there in his Fennec. How many players have we seen come out with a Fennec? It's great, but there we go. Steve can't find the angle.
Oh, was that an own goal? Yeah, it might have been an own goal there. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but Steve, so close. Was it Frenzy? No, sorry, it was a sneaky one there. I just seen Kai coming in behind him, but Frenzy, what an absolute team play there. I don't think Steve meant to come off that upright, but it's just, again, setting straight up in front of Frenzy's firing line.
I would have been really impressed if he found that angle. That's not an easy angle to find, but he does enough to get Frenzy involved in the play as well. A few misses here, uncharacteristic of these players, but Frenzy called into action. He's going to push that ball away. And, well, they need to try and build something. They're very grouped together at the moment, Rats. All three of them just sitting almost in a wing command formation.
Yeah, Caveman Ben there just pulling out a great save off the line. And we did see Stevie's attempt on goal before it come off the upright. And actually, Stevie got the goal of the night by my choosing, where he did another acrobatic one, similar fashion to that, and put it in off the net against GenerOZity, which was an awesome effort by him, scoring that one on some of the world's best players.
And this is what we like to see. These competitions in the off-season often are proving grounds for some newer players, but Kia just pushing that away, does come to the rescue. Looking to combine, as now we have Delusion, who's just, we know he likes to jump late, we know he likes to put pressure on players, he's a difficult player to deal with here, but Change, not a lot he could do there, just running out of boost at the critical moment. And Fury, whilst they do build some attack, it's quite easily dealt with by the Ranted Rats.
Yeah, you can see, I think it's Delusion's car here. It's like the cheap man's Batmobile, I like to say. And Kai coming out with the first goal for them.
Oh, this is the best reply possible when you're 2-0 down. Finding that first goal can swing momentum back in your favour. I mean, he had his pick of the net there, choosing top right, and Kia does a great job of getting them back into this match. So Fury looking to build into it. Ranted Rats have got themselves off to a good start, but I think they've just allowed Fury back into this, and the momentum could change here.
Yeah, it's still only 1 goal in it. Still 2 minutes to go. Plenty of time for both teams to push forward here. But we know it's going to be a tight one. It is the top 8 in Oceanic region over the last 2 days. So we definitely know it's going to be tight games. And really, really crucial in front of goals because any opportunity missed is a huge opportunity missed.
It is a huge opportunity missed. And I think in the best of 5 as well, you've really got to take your opportunities. You don't have the luxury of maybe an extra game that you do have in a best of 7. So it is a bit more of a high-pressure situation. So, you know, this first game that we're seeing here, yes, players are settling in for the day. It might be their first outing. And, well, we are seeing them work the bugs out of the system. Expect games 2 and 3 to be faster paced, a little bit more on the ball. Always game 1 seems to be a little bit slow to start.
Yeah, you always hear people say that you never win your first game. But, you know, mainly when you're doing ranking systems, that's what I say anyway. You warm up games, but obviously as it starts to progress throughout the matches, you'll see these players start to gel a bit more and get more into it. And no worries, I'll get that off the screen. I think there's something popped up.
Oh, free ads.
Free ads. Popping up. I think we might be back. I think we're good. Frenzy there putting it towards the backboard here. Oh, didn't just under the crossbar. Caveman Bank couldn't clear that one out. So I couldn't quite see that one. We had to get rid of that ad.
It floats. That one was just floated in.
The perfect touch.
Max's Rancid Rats. They get up to a 3-1 lead. And, well, it's on Fury now to reply. They're starting to run out of time now. As soon as teams see that minute mark start to kick over, you either try and up the pace a little bit. They start throwing players forward, trying to get that goal deficit back. Obviously, it's game 1. You can do that. So it's either going to be them scoring their second goal here, Fury, or conceding and going 4-1 down.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it is, like you said, it is only game 1. So it's okay to obviously lose your first game, but you don't want to be losing that second game because then you're on that last buffer and you're on some hell of a lot of pressure. And like you said, when it does get below that minute mark, the heart rate starts to go up, especially if you're down. But it is a lot more comfortable position here for Rancid Rats, being that 2-goal buffer here.
Certainly is. That one's just going to roll across the face of the net. 30 seconds left. And, well, time is ticking away for the Rats. They're just sitting pretty on that 2-goal lead, and they're just going to try and waste as much time as possible, but that is no good. As Fury find their way back in, they committed numbers too far forward. You can see there that intercept from Change. There was no one at home in defense.
Oh, Kia coming in with a steal. We've seen that a few times. Your teammates, but double committing for that aerial, but making sure that they do successfully put that one away because it's a must-needed goal for them right now with 20 seconds left on the clock. And here comes Caveman Ben. It's going to be pushed back into the midfield from Frenzy and changes high and puts that well high for Steve. Can't quite get the push out that he needed. And Kaya coming straight back in, almost getting it towards the center. Caveman Ben is going to take a bit of a touch, but Rancid Rats, great defense here with the last couple of seconds left on the clock. Change now, trying to put it up in the air. Can we get to see a buzzer beater? Can we see it? Oh, it's going down, and that will be Max's Rancid Rats taking out the first game.
That will be, and, you know, they made them sweat at the end there, Fury. They came in with a late goal. They put some late pressure on. We saw that last build-up there, and they weathered the storm, Max's Rancid Rats. They take that first match in this best of 5, and from their perspective, you know, they want to up the pace a little bit in the next game. They want to just, you know, take things to that next level. Game number 1, it's always a little bit hit and miss, quite figuratively and literally, because the players are just warming into it. They're trying to scope out their opposition, find out what's good. But obviously, as we said, first match of the day, there's a few, you know, jitters there that they're just trying to work out of the system. But Rancid Rats come away with the victory there. We saw, you know, Frenzy doing some good work. Obviously, he was the point man.
Yeah, Frenzy just not, you know, not letting down any of those open nets. He managed to put them so far, nailed them straight in when the team needed him most, and obviously getting himself in that right position in that forward line. And you can see Stevie there, always been on the backboard, trying to set up his teammates, really trying to push it down and get that ball in a nice little position for Frenzy, and he did that perfectly throughout that match.
Yeah, those two combine quite well. I'm liking the combination of these younger players in Sexy Steve and Delusion.
Sexy Steve. Is that your nickname for him?
No, it's actually what it stands for.
Is that what it stands
used to
for?
Be Sexy Steve, 100%.
Why did he change it?
Well, he was 13.
Right.
So
right.
He's now a little bit older.
Not anymore. He should just change it back. He should definitely just change it back.
Yeah, he should. He should definitely change it back. But, I mean, bring back Sexy Steve. We want to see them back now in match number 2. We want to see them you know, performing. And obviously, there's a bit of work to be done here for Fury if they can just balance the scale a little bit, get themselves back on equal pegging, reset the series. Effectively, then it's a best of 3 if they do take the next match. And, well, if it goes the other way and Rancid Rats find their second game in this best of 5, it could be A very, very difficult comeback now. For
Yeah,
Fury.
Rancid Rats have been an absolute phenomenal team throughout the whole tournament from start to finish. They got into the top 4 first day of the qualifiers by taking over Chris. Oh, my God, Frenzy. Oh, stop it. What an absolute finisher by him.
Yeah. It is. And tell you what, talk about splitting hairs. That one just
Jeez.
finds its way in. That slight touch.
Again, from Steve, getting that mad pinch off the side wall and setting up Frenzy again. And that one wasn't an easy effort from him, and he manages to just drop it under the crossbar. Absolute phenomenal effort, and that would be in the highlight reel, I'm sure.
It certainly will be. That one, as I said, just splitting hairs. That is such a fine touch. As well, Frenzy's looking to do some damage here, just dribbling through. No one touches that ball, takes it away from him, but there was also no one on the other end of it, so it's just bounced back away. Chance for Fury now. I think Kia's just messed that one up a little bit, and they will be able to navigate that one out. But there's a shot on net. I don't know. They do have the boost to deal with it. Well recovered from Delusion. But you can just see Rancid Rats at the moment. They're absorbing that pressure, not really being pressed too hard. But there's a chance for change. You can't find the direction, though.
Yeah, it wasn't much power on that from Change, and I know he'd probably kicking himself about that one. It was a decent effort, but unfortunately the touch just wasn't right for him, not enough power. And now Rancid Rats getting into the midfield, almost a touch from Change. And like I said before, his touches are a little bit off tonight. Maybe it is that, that little bit of, first game. We are only just a minute into the second, and hopefully he can find his feet soon. Oh, my God. Caveman Ben with the redirect.
That is great. That is a good reply now coming out of Fury. And Change just setting that one up. Caveman Ben finds that space and puts that into the back of the net. And we draw things back up at 1 apiece.
Yeah, 1-1. Another great. This time, obviously, he's taken the commentator's advice and putting that perfect touch towards Caveman Ben for that redirect. And now we have a game on our hands.
Certainly do. And, if you're looking to support this cup as well, make sure you check out the donation links. And this all goes to a great cause, the Fire and Rescue Charity Cup, put together by the community and headed up by Big G. Fantastic job in putting it together and getting it here, mate. Well done.
Thank you, mate. It's been an absolute honour to be able to obviously try and get it together. It's been, awesome to see a lot of the companies getting involved. Obviously, we're here in the Audio Technica HQ and, seeing all the people just coming together for such an awesome cause. And obviously the players getting a chance to show themselves on such a stage and also doing it for charity as well. I know a lot of the players who are competing have donated. Obviously, Yeezy is actually one of them. To have these kind of players supporting the cause and, the companies and stuff and just having some fun in the end of it. I know in one of the qualifiers, we did a Frenzy. Oh, Caveman Ben coming out there. But we did have an all-Scarab match for charity in one of the matches in the qualifying on day 1. So it's awesome to see the community really getting involved with this one.
Can you do accents, mate? Just curious. Can you do accents?
Only sometimes when I'm around English people and Kiwis.
Okay. We're going to monitor the donations. If we get a donation, we'll try an accent. How about that? Do a Kiwi accent.
I'm lost for words, mate. It's the first time. But it's good to see everyone in the obviously in the chat as well who's showing support to the stream, the GenerOZity stream, and of course the players and cheering them on throughout this time. It's been awesome to see these players not only play but also in the chat rooting for other teams and supporting other teams, and a lot of new combinations and a lot of new names, and it's just awesome to see. I've been a massive fan of the Rocket League scene for a while. Obviously that's how we know each other, Jim, and it's just awesome to see Rocket League slowly in the Oceanic region. I did say over the qualifiers that I do believe 2020 is the year of Oceanic, and I do believe RLCS is ours.
Well, let's see. Let's see.
Look, I think the US and the Europeans have taken that title way too many times, and I believe it's the first time it's 2020 for Oceanic.
OCE Rising. That's what we're going to go with.
Mate, I'm calling it. I've said it for both days of the qualifiers, and I really hope that, with these new lineups, these new, combination of players, and we might have that Oceanic title.
Let's wait for an announcement first before we call it ours. I don't know if it's even been announced, the OC qualifiers.
But I'm sure there will be. I'm sure OC will find the way to be there. Here we go with the Caveman Ben with a great save off the line. And here we go. Caveman Ben with an open net.
Oh.
I think that was a Change demo that set that one up.
It was, and it just swings it back. The pendulum, it keeps going here. Delusion, infield pass. Caveman Ben just puts that one away. That big long-range shot. Obviously having the path cleared for him as well, with Change being taken out, and that brings things back to level 2 apiece.
Yeah, 2 apiece. That was awesome stuff there by Change, and see that obviously the last defender being there and getting that demo to have the open net was awesome vision by him. And here we go again. Kia trying to push it wide up the side, but Stevie's read it perfectly, and this time Kia's off the backboard. Awesome read by him, and Caveman Ben, again, dangerous in that forward line. What's he got? Not much at the moment. Frenzy's going for a beautiful little dribble here, just showing what he's capable of with 0 boost towards the end there. And Caveman Ben, good block there by Steve. And now Rancid Rats on the attack. Is getting pushed into the center. Again, Stevie with that little touch towards the center. Frenzy was ready. We've seen that a few times already today. And awesome stuff here from Rancid Rats.
Certainly is, but they need to find a result out of it. 43 seconds left. The game hangs in the balance for both these two teams. And you can see there that shot was just battered away by Caveman Ben. It came on the backboard. There wasn't really any chance here with the dribble. From Steve, the pop. Can't quite find it. And double demolition there. As now it ticks away. I think we might be going into overtime here unless
20 seconds. Don't rule them out yet. There could be anything could happen. We did see that pop from Steve earlier, and Delusion almost getting that backboard read, but a little bit slow on that read. And now, both double commit in the air. Now it looks like a good open net chance for Fury, but Delusion, good rotations here for the defensive effort, and now change. Frenzy's pushing it wide. Delusion's going to dribble along the goals, and we do have an overtime on our hands.
We certainly do, and, well, if you're not familiar with Rocket League and you're just tuning in, it is golden goal. So the first team to score will win the match.
Yes.
So high pressure, big stakes here. As we said, in this best of 5 series, Max's Rancid Rats can take that 2-goal lead and put themselves on series point in the next game. Or will it be Fury fighting back? All will be revealed shortly, as we do have Steve navigating that one away. Just doing his best to get around the defense. He does a good job here, but it doesn't go too far. Change is there. As they're looking to string that 1-2 combination together. You can see they're going for those demos. They're very aggressive.
Yeah, you can see Change here trying to get that touch off the backboard and a little bit too slow on that effort. I don't think he has any boost, so it's a dangerous time here for Fury, but they managed to just get it away and back into the midfield. But Kia's going to push that one wide, and here comes Steve up the wall. We've seen him mechanically do this multiple times. He has the flip. It's going in. Frenzy again. Oh, my God. We've seen those two. That combination, that duo on the front line is dangerous.
This is great. This is great from Steve here. Off the roof as well. Nice little flick into the net. And he does it all himself, practically.
Yeah.
And that is a great win for Max's Rancid Rats. They take the series to 2 in their favour in the best of 5. Obviously, they've got to get to that 3 mark. So it is series point coming up in the next game. So a lot of work to do for Fury if they're going to work their way back into it. Effectively a reverse sweep.
A reverse sweep. It's going to be a long feat for them to come back from this. But like we said in Game 2, it was a very, very close. Went down to overtime. The first game wasn't by much either. And obviously it's getting the cobwebs out, getting the team combination. And we've seen Max Rancid Rats been playing phenomenally. And again, taking up the win in the second match. But I believe Fury will come back in the third match. I think they're warmed up now. They've got the combination of Caveman Ben and Change finally stepping up there towards, obviously, the second match and obviously moving on to the third match now. But it's a do-or-die situation for them.
Yeah, certainly. And look, to be honest, hasn't been a lot of good signs from Fury. They've had a few goals here and there, but we haven't seen their passing game really start to get going whatsoever. I think that, the goals have effectively come off, either long-range shots or demolitions here that are definitely not in that third of the field. So they're definitely struggling a little bit to get those passing combos going. Players like Change, we know he's quite consistent. We know he likes to marshal things, and for a long time, he's been quite a consistent player. Not seeing that level of consistency here from him as well. Obviously, Kia, been around quite a while as well. We know that he's got experience in these sorts of matters, but I mean, coming back from a 2-0 deficit is not impossible, but they're going to need to start making some changes in this next match.
Yeah, and we got to give it up to Delusion as well. We may not have seen much of him in the forward line, but we do see him a lot in the defensive line. And obviously, the points don't show Delusion's efforts there. Obviously, he's playing more defensive for his team, and it's really showing that he's been able to maintain and keep those goals away and just allow Stevie and Frenzy to really capitalize on the front line, because that attacking duo is absolutely devastating. And they've shown here in the first 2 matches. And here we go again. Frenzy, Yeezy's going to push this one wide, and hopefully see a bit more of Yeezy. We haven't seen too much of him in the first 2 matches. Obviously been a bit more Caveman Ben and Change in the front line, and maybe Yeezy is playing the defensive side for his team in this one, but I would like to see more Yeezy. Obviously he played for Justice over the last year. Obviously he's been a couple of teams, but he did play for Justice for a while there, and he was awesome for that team.
Certainly was. Now, as we see, Rancid Rats, what can they do? Can they get themselves the series win here? Obviously, we know that they're going to go on. They're going to progress up against the winner of the next game. So we'll be looking to see just how damaging that could be. But They do get themselves out of danger there. There was a chance for Fury, but K-Man Ben's made things difficult. That ball needs to be dealt with. It's pushed away from Steve, so good job there. But Yeatsy just puts it back into the danger zone and straight to Frenzy. Didn't have to work to do anything to get that ball away. Well dealt with on the backboard there. K-Man Ben has shown some good signs in defense as well. Had a lot to deal with on that backboard.
Yeah, look, you can see there, like, Caveman Ben, again, putting the effort into to obviously stop that any opportunity coming from Steve and Frenzy, because they're absolutely dominating their attacking positions right now. And here's Frenzy going to get the tap forward, but the angle was not quite there, but Yeatsy was easy to clean that one up, and Chain's going for a high fly there. He's just yeeted himself halfway across the field, but no real danger for Rancid Rats, and now they are on the offensive position here. And what can they do? Again, Steve getting around, passing it to Delusion now. First time we've seen Delusion really push that forward attack, and here we go. Frenzy, again, always there to capitalize when his team needs him.
Yeah, look, that was a defensive error in my books here. They didn't deal with that ball. Yeatsy, that touch, unfortunate, but it put things straight into the path of Frenzy, and he will happily oblige there. We've seen quite a few goals from him now in this series, and he continues his scoring run.
Yeah, I'm going to have to give it to Delusion for that one. He did get the block on that defensive effort to try and clear it to set up his team. I mean, it does take a lot to, you know, put that three-man forward and really put pressure on the defensive line and get that block, obviously, right in a crucial space on that corner to pop it out. What a demo that is. Change just taking out sexy Steve there, and
It's got wrecked.
It's no other way to put it, I guess. He just got absolutely just demolished on the midfield. And here comes Frenzy. Got to tap it down, but no real danger. No Rancid Rats pushing forward here. They've got the one goal buffer. It's not much, but they do have the two game buffer as well. So I think they're going to just play it a little bit easy now and just allow those mistakes to be made. Obviously, the defensive effort is the best offensive effort. And here we go. Delusion now. Again with a nice, beautiful block and Frenzy. Oh, disgusting.
Yeah, he just needed to guide that one in. You could see he just waited for that to get off the backboard, and that's a big clearance. That is a huge clearance. In fact, it pinches away. And Frenzy, again, he's just picking cherries when they're ripe. That's essentially all he's doing. And the chances are being presented for him. He's happy to oblige. And, well, they find themselves a 2-goal lead. So things aren't looking too good for Fury. As we know, they are 2 games down in this best-of-5 series already, and they're already 2 goals down in this match.
Yeah, honestly, I think Rancid Rats, the way their offense and defense are playing right now, it's so balanced. It's, you know, they're not all switching up. They've got, obviously, Delusion playing more defensive, and obviously Steve and Frenzy just playing that striker role. Obviously, and it's just really showing. Like, they're gelling. I haven't seen this combination before. Obviously, there hasn't been many tournaments to see this kind of effort. But I'm glad this tournament was being able to put on show, because these players really needed everyone to see just how well they've gelled together. And obviously, those players who are in the higher ranks probably have seen this combination before, but honestly, probably not this deadly.
No, look, as we said, these preseason tournaments normally... Ooh,
Steve, what an unbelievable read that would have been.
That would have been great, but couldn't find the direction on it. These preseason tournaments normally throw up a few surprises, and maybe this is one of them, as we said. You know, they've done some damage in the bracket already. Great demolition coming through there. Yeatsy just waiting, Spider-Man style, looking to redirect that one into the back of the net. Couldn't quite find it, but not really seeing enough at the moment. We know Steve and Yeatsy form a combo there last year, and, well, they didn't quite, you know, find the success that they probably would have wanted in that Justice roster. But now, playing on different sides, you can see Steve is probably a little bit more comfortable in this match. He's certainly found some teammates around him that are similar in their game style, very aggressive players, also very good mechanically. And
Delusion.
That one cannons in.
Yeah, look, here comes Delusion again from the back line. You can see Frenzy trying to get there. Steve trying to set up his teammate. And again, he does well to just put pressure on that defensive line. And Delusion just getting over the top of Yeatsy, I believe, there, and just nailing it in the top left corner. 154 kilometers an hour.
Oh, yeah, that is a fast pinch.
Wow, here we go again. Now, Frenzy with a good pinch. Change just gets a touch towards his back line there, and Steve, good read off the back line. I'm going to have to give it to Steve, though. Steve's reads off any sideline to wall, backboard, he's always never really misses. Here comes Delusion trying to go for a little bit of a musty flick there, but it's just going to be tapped away, and that's going to be 4-0.
Yeah, look, they've got themselves well into this match, so I think they're safe to say they're comfortable now. You can see big commitments coming through from Fury, just trying to push and get that third goal, but they couldn't, also their first goal, to just stop the tide that is Max's Rancid Rats right now. And they are so comfortable in this game. Even then, if it was Fury to score, I think, you know, that 4-1 scoreline's looking very, very healthy for them. They just need to waste time here. It's only 35 seconds left, and I think it's safe to say Max's Rancid Rats are looking good in this bracket.
Yeah, I think they are looking really good. You know, you can see both of them there on the backboard before, just waiting for the opposition to come to them. They're not trying to pressure it, not trying to pull forward, not trying to draw out their own attacks. They're just trying to wait now and let the offense come to them. And like I said, they're so balanced with the defense as well. And with Delusion in the back line, you can see here, Delusion's just right there, ready to go. Pounds that one out to the woods, the midfield. And this is only 10 seconds left, 4-0 down. And I'm going to have to say, Rancid Rats, round of applause.
Yeah, look, super comprehensive in this game, and I think it's safe to say Fury, they didn't really get going. As I said, they were missing some of the fundamentals. That passing wasn't there. You know, they weren't really stringing them together, and that makes things very difficult when going forward. On the opposite end, you could see how aggressive Rancid Rats were in that, you know, they were punishing them. They were giving them no time on that ball whatsoever. They couldn't get those passes going because of the pressure that was being placed on them. So I think it's safe to say that a fast, aggressive team like Rancid Rats are, you know, upsetting some teams that are just trying to find some rhythm.
Yeah, you could see, like, obviously I said before, like, Rancid Rats did the upset on GenerOZity, and they're just an absolute dominating team right now. Every time we've cast them, they've won. I'm not sure if they have lost any. They've gone through on a clean slate so far, and that lineup is just an absolute destroying machine. Like, they're just coming together, obviously, with the balance in the back line, the offensive plays, and obviously they've now moved themselves into the next round, and I believe we might have the next bracket on who they might be versing, and our next games are coming up in a minute.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether we're going to go to that.
We will go to the
lower
GenerOZity.
bracket, yeah.
We'll go to the lower bracket. It'll be GenerOZity versus the winner out of Gaming Gamers and We Good. That'll be the next game that will be casted.
Yep.
But, yeah, like I said, that game, I guess, was very one-sided in the third match, very one-sided in the first match.
Yep.
The second game, Fury really came back. I thought Fury were going to have the third game and bring this closer to maybe a reverse sweep, but again, you know, Rancid Rats keeping their head cool, calm, collected, and just letting them do their thing.
Yeah, they just dictated the pace as well. I think it's safe to say that the pressure was a real clear factor. There was a lot of aggressive plays coming out from Max's Rancid Rats. And I really just love saying that. I don't know why. I've got to say the whole thing.
Max's Rancid.
I can't abbreviate
it's a tongue,
it to like
it's a tongue
Rancid
twister.
Rats.
That's why I kind of like, I will get
Yeah.
myself mixed up, but you can nail it.
I'm just saying Max's Rancid Rats because I know that when they came up with that name, players think it's hilarious that commentators have to say that.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I see you. I rate it.
They're laughing. I know deep down inside they've got a smile on their faces, especially after that win, and obviously with Jim being able to say their name properly.
Max's Rancid Rats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. But I appreciate everyone who's been in the stream as well. Obviously talking about the game, formal casting of one of the casters from the day one qualifiers. Awesome to have him donate his time. Jupiter's in there as well. Obviously some of the players who did just compete in that tournament matchup, and that was awesome. Obviously you can see there all the players now obviously trying to support the up-and-coming teams, wanting to see some awesome gameplay, and look forward to see who's going to take out the $600 prize pool of the Fire and Rescue Charity Cup.
Yeah, it's obviously you know, a tremendous feat as well to get that sort of prize pool going for a pre-season tournament. Obviously, special thanks to our sponsors for that as well. And, you know, they've come together in a time where the community probably needs it most. And we're talking the wider community here of Australia. Obviously, some fire-affected communities throughout Australia. There's that many of them that it's just not, you can't list them.
Yeah, there's so many.
There's so many. So it's great to see that, you know, everyone's banding together for that. Obviously, as we said, players' time, super valuable. And it's great that they're playing here. Obviously, the prize pool as well, and the sponsors coming together. So it's awesome to see that. And obviously our next matchup, I think we've got GenerOZity. We do have them.
Yeah, we got GenerOZity and We Good. So it looks like We Good did get the upper hand over Gaming Gamers. Let's look at the lineup for Gaming Gamers.
That is the young guns in Hawk Zen and Realize.
Yeah, Hawk Zen and Realize, unfortunately not making it through to the next round there. But We Good did make it through the next round.
Good.
We Good, obviously living up to their name, and Cyrexel, Crazy Freak, and Cairo obviously stealing that win for them. So that's looking good against GenerOZity. Now, I was saying before that GenerOZity was a team that we thought were going to go all the way without getting knocked out. So, but they have done well to come back in the losers bracket of day one and make it through the top four.
Yeah, and obviously a big win for them, getting over the Gaming Gamers, and obviously not the greatest Gaming Gamers in that instance. They did lose to a team that I haven't heard. I'm not going to lie, I've never heard of any of these players.
That's what I mean, Jim. That is exactly what I mean. These teams are coming out of the woodwork since obviously the last tournaments that we've been in, or I've watched you in, obviously the Gfinity stuff.
Yeah.
And these players are coming out of the woodwork. They're young players, obviously trying to hit their mark. Yeah, hungry for
Get
it.
a donut.
Just, yeah, take them.
Thanks to Finder.
Take them. Look, I'll donate. I'll ship one of these off if they really want it for anyone who wins the next match. And, you know, it's absolutely amazing to see young new players or new people to the scene coming through and really putting it all on the line and making it through this far. You know, to be the top 8 in all the teams that competed. I think we had over like 130 attendees, 35 teams both day for qualifiers. That is a lot of teams and a lot of people in the Oceanic region. And to make the top 8, you should be proud of yourselves. Whether you lose or win, it does not matter because we are here for the charity, trying to raise money and for the players to give their time, their effort, and obviously we try and give a spotlight and a platform for these players to play on. And obviously, it couldn't be done without, obviously, Audio Technica HQ. You know, Jim, you being here, and obviously the casters and myself, you know, putting on the $600 prize. Well, I thought, you know what, instead of just donating $600 towards, you know, a charity of my choice, I thought, you know what, I think Oceanic region needs a chance to put, you know, themselves in the spotlight and give themselves an opportunity to raise money for themselves and as a community for Oceanic. Because I love Rocket League. I know that deep down inside the Rocket League community really want to help out the best they can. And so when we put down pen to paper with Bluebird Rivals, we decided to do this. It got announced and all the sponsors came on board. It was super awesome. And when we found out that GenerOZity wanted to have us on the show for the finals, I believe it's probably almost the first tournament. I believe I was talking to GenerOZity before about this is the very first tournament ever held on GenerOZity, and I can't thank you for the Rocket League community enough for being making this possible for me and Jin to be up here today.
Yeah, it's awesome, and you know, obviously being a part of GenerOZity itself as well is quite cool. They've set us up here in this beautiful old building. I believe it's the Audio Technica headquarters.
Yeah,
which is it's actually really cool. It's really retro in that there's a lot of timepieces from different eras, you know, that relate to audio in some ways. A lot of old jukeboxes and radios and headsets and things like that here, which is awesome. And obviously, you know, we get to be blessed with some good Rocket League as well. So yeah, I think we've got it good this weekend. It's safe to say. And I was just looking at the label of the donuts there, and these ones have been brought to us thanks to Finder. I think finder.com.au.
Finder.com.au. Yes.
The way that they are being delivered to us. So you know. Shout out, Sam. We might have some ASMR later as we tuck into those. But
yeah, as we're casting away.
I mean, back onto the teams in terms of We Good. I mean, are they going to be the next bubble team, you think, in OCE? Are we going to see them?
Look, I would love to see some new faces in the league. Like, honestly, some real contenders that come out of the woodwork. Obviously, they've made it this far. Obviously, it's not over. They've still got a big match ahead of them. Obviously, they'll be back in there talking amongst their teams after obviously securing a massive win over Gaming Gamers because they were a really good team. They are a really good team. You know, and to capitalize on that win of the best of 5 and move on now to take on one of the best teams in Oceanic right now. And obviously some of these players have RLCS experience. They've got the experience behind them. So We Good obviously trying to learn that experience now.
Yeah, I'm expecting some premier, you know, Champ 1 plays coming
Champ 1 plays, here we go.
out of We Good. I've never heard of them. This is awesome.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they're coming up against some stalwarts in the region. In obviously, you know, your Torsos, your Drippes, players that just are so storied. They need no introduction. I think that's safe to say with those guys. Obviously, you know, I don't know who's turning out for Cringe Society, but on their roster they've got Decker and Jules as well. So obviously some players coming through from that Ground Zero connection, which is who they would normally be playing for. But I think it's, you know, it's good to see them obviously combining, putting together a team in this competition. And you know, when we pegged them as a competition favourite, we see these guys going all the way, but they went down to Max's Rancid Rats, you informed me. So
yes,
that is a huge upset.
That was massive. And it wasn't like, there were close games, but they did go 3-0. Like, that was just, you know, didn't seem like, you know, Rancid Rats dominated the entire time. But like I said, the defense was really good. They capitalized on that 1-goal win, and they secured it with Steve obviously scoring an awesome goal in the day 1 qualifiers, which was goal of the night against them. It was awesome to see that they managed to get in the lead and just maintain it, hold their composure, and just wait out the time and just take the win. You know, it's not all about smashing teams or throwing, you know, 3 men forward. It's about the balance between defense and offense. And I think Max's Rancid Rats, there you go, boys. I think they're at their peak right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're just waiting for one of the players to join in. So a little bit of a delay there, guys, before we get into our next match. But, I mean, yeah, it's all about Max's Rancid Rats and how many times you can say it without messing yourself up. But, I mean, yeah, like players like Torsos, players like Drippo, and I think thanks to chat there, we're saying that Jules only subbed in for the qualifying games and Decker's going to be present here today, which is quite good because I think Decker's one of those players. I think, you know, a lot of the times a lot of pressure's put on him, mainly by himself. And, we know that he's got an incredibly high ceiling when he gets going and can be a real strike force. But obviously playing with some more experienced players in your Drippes and your Torsos, I mean, there's a lot of expectation on you to be able to pull your weight as well, because we know that those guys are very much perfectionists in the way that they play, because they play fantastic Rocket League. Why wouldn't you be? But, it's a big roster. They're going to do some damage. The question is, are we going to be good enough to make a dent in the Titan?
Yeah, look, I'll have to take it to the chat to see what their predictions are of the match. But I'm going to have to give it to Decker and Jules for, putting out the season and being able to be put in a team with Torsos and Drippe. I mean, that is, RLCS standard players who are playing at the top of their game. Obviously, for the last couple of years, they've been there and they've been an experience what RLCS is. And for them to be, taking on board Decker and Jules under their wing and just showing them what that level of play is. And I really look forward to see Decker step up here tonight and really maybe put himself at a pedestal here. And I would love to see him being on MVP for the match.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, obviously with that former Chiefs connection with Drippe and Torsos, where were you when the Chiefs were beaten on land? That's the question I'm asking to the chat. Where were you in time? But, obviously legendary roster with those guys, and I'm keen to see them reunited, because we know that, when Drippe returned to OCE, he actually went onto a Chiefs roster that wasn't, the former teammates of Torsos and Kami, but more so the CJs and the Expresses and you looked at that roster and you're like, these guys are going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
But it didn't really seem to gel for them the way that they wanted. So I think, obviously Drippe, huge level of experience as well, obviously going over to North America and coming back, and that he's going to be the same devastating player he always was, just with a lot more experience now, being able to guide some of the players. Torsos, the man is incredible at this game.
He's a great player.
For a KBM player.
Yeah.
And
keyboard and mouse.
Well.
It baffles me when people can play keyboard and mouse. Like, I'm only borderline champ 1 with a controller, let alone, RLCS standard with mouse and keyboard. Hats off to those guys and girls who do play with keyboard and mouse, because that is a massive effort to even learn that and to even make it to RLCS. It's even a whole other level. And we were talking about Drippe going overseas, getting that experience overseas, because we know that the US have a lot of teams and they have a lot of teams and they compete at a very high standard over there in the US. But Drippe to have that experience and then come back and be in this team of GenerOZity, I guess he's going to have that experience to show the boys that, this is what we do, this is how it went down, and this is how we've got to play to be able to step up to this final.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say, OCE saved Drippe. He came back, and otherwise he'd be playing RLRS or something like that. Well, it doesn't just be a waste.
Yeah, it would be.
Now he's playing in the big leagues of OCE, but obviously a huge boost to any team that he joins. He's got a wealth of experience, but I mean, let's talk a little bit about, as we said, we know nothing about this team that they're playing. We're good. The fact that they were able to take down, Gaming Gamers is a huge testament to them. How far can they go in this bracket? That's the question. Did you see any of them in the qualifiers?
I did see We Good. I believe we did cast a game of We Good, and they did really well. I don't remember exactly the bracket, what day it was, but they did play extremely well. I know Correxel's one to really look forward to, and Crazy Freak in that front line. They do really, really well. And like I said, we don't know these players. Going up against some of the best in the world. Are they going to win? I think we brought it to the chat earlier. Honestly, my prediction, I'm going to have to go with GenerOZity based on the experience and based on, obviously, the years of experience. But I'm always for an underdog.
Yeah, well, I think everyone sort of, just naturally gravitates towards the underdog. I think it's safe to say that is the, it's a key maker of Australian culture, is that we always bat for the underdog. We always, try and raise people up, should I say, and to elevate their status. I'll be impressed if we see some solid gameplay coming out from We Good, because, as we said, these players, we don't know who they are. They're the first to join the server too, funnily enough. So they're already in.
They're ready. They're keen. I'm sure they're in the Discord chat right now talking to each other, going up. We're going up against the best players in the world. How are we going to do this? Yeah, they're in like a huddle, in the dressing rooms, getting ready, playing some Australian bangers, and, just getting ready for what could be the biggest match of their career.
Yeah, some Chumbawamba, tub thumping. I get knocked down, but I get up again.
That's a good, that is a good one.
That's one you play in the dressing sheds, when you're trying to get yourself pumped up for a big game.
Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah, be blasting that one. Yeah, look, these guys obviously are keen, super freaking keen, and, they're just ready to take on the best players in the world. And for them to be here today, show their support. You know, we've got to give a round of applause to them. Honestly, for new players that I've never heard of, to be here at this level in what seems to be now the top 4 teams in the region, they've made it there. And
We Good are a top 4.
top 4. They've made it to the top 4 teams
good.
of the charity tournament, so they must be good. And I really look forward to being able to showcase them today, commentate them today with Jim. And, you know, top 4, yeah, it is top 4. It's actually
I told you they were a bubble team. I've called them a bubble team, and now they are.
Jim's new favorite team for 2020. Look out.
We Good.
We good.
Get an org.
Get an org.
Be careful. There'll be... Mprox will try and sign you. That's what'll happen.
Mate, there'll be a lot of orgs, I'm sure. Like these are young, talented players, and you know, I'm honestly to see if they do play a similar style or they play a completely different style to what we've seen here tonight. Obviously, with Max's Rancid Rats, they do play a defensive and a well-balanced side, and I'm not sure exactly how Gamers played, but We Good must have done some serious, you know, work in their play and to capitalize on Gamers because they did really well in the qualifiers.
Yeah, they did. They did. And I think, you know, those guys... I mean, there's been a lot of eyes on Hawk as a player anyway, just due to the nature of it. Are you going to get tucked into that? I want to see you get tucked into that on stream.
We have to turn the game up on this.
All right.
Biggest bite of all.
That is not crunchy whatsoever.
No, it's not. Damn.
I
Sorry,
was
guys.
getting ready for that.
I was waiting for it, too.
I was pumped.
Awesome stuff. This is delicious.
Yeah. I'm going to tuck into more of those.
Want to bite outside? No, I'm joking. You were keen?
I was. But something changed. I'm not sure what it was. But
We're live.
We
That's
are
what changed.
live? Oh, okay. I thought we were live in the game there for a second.
No.
But, you know, obviously, so Decker's game is messing up.
Oh, is that what's going on here?
Yeah.
Okay, I do believe we have some donations
He keeps
coming through as
missing
well.
the ball. That's what's messing up.
Oh, okay. I do believe we have some donations coming through. I do believe
It's
it's
on
on Team Tyradin, a good friend of mine, actually. He's obviously doing another charity stream of his own somewhere else. And another, like I said, the GenerOZity community is absolutely massive. Obviously, we are not the only people doing stuff for GenerOZity. There's a huge community behind GenerOZity, backing GenerOZity, and trying to raise as much funds as we can. Do we have a total count of how much we've actually raised?
I'll get the calculator. I'll get
Obviously,
the abacus.
you'll probably see above us, but we don't actually know.
There'll be an abacus in this building
So
somewhere.
on ours, we've got $26,072.
That is massive. I know during the qualifiers last night we did hit 24,000 during that towards the end of the qualifiers, and to have $2,000 in only 12 hours is massive.
Yep. So with Tyradin's stream,
Yep.
from the donations coming in, I'd estimate that he's somewhere around the $7,000 to $8,000 mark.
Raised.
Yeah.
What an absolute lad.
What a
I love
beast.
Tyradin. I mean, if Tyradin's watching, he is an Overwatch player and just a downright absolute lad. He's been an absolute community member for everyone who knows him. Everyone is massive friends with the guy. He's been around for a while, and it looks like
There we
I am
go.
going to be cut short. The boys are ready to go, and so are we, Jim.
We're ready to go. We're now on Torsos time. Okay, he's joined the server. He's ready to go. He's feeling it. Obviously, I'm keen to see how these guys go. We know that We Good. There's not a lot written about them, but when it comes to their opposition, Cringe Society, there's certainly pages and pages of history amongst these guys. So let's just see who strikes first. There's some early pressure coming out, and We Good looking for their first.
Yeah, good clearance there by Drippe. And again, Decker following through. Now, I do want to see... Oh, that's a massive pitch backwards. Going to go off the backboard. Is anyone going to be there? No, it's going to be cleared out. And here comes Cyraxel, just going to push that one wide. But a good side wall shot there for him. Torsos just going to clear it out of his own box there. Down towards the midfield. Cyraxel's up. Again, another good pinch. We were saying before how Cyraxel's... Oh, crazy freak. There it is. We Good taking out the first goal of the match,
They
Jim.
strike first, and they make it count too as well. This is great. It beats Drippe out. That's not easy to do. Drippe obviously backpedaling, though, because he wouldn't have expected the pinch to go that way. And, well, they find their first. So let's just see whether or not the good times will continue to roll for We Good, as it is Cringe Society now that needs to strike back.
Yeah, that is massive from Cyraxel and Crazy Freak. I did say at the start, I did see those two in the forward line during the qualifiers, and they are deadly. And could it be another situation like we did see before with Caveman Ben and all that kind of stuff? But, man, these guys are ready and fired already. They were in the lobby minutes before everyone else, but it looks like Decker is going to put that sock in their mouth for now.
I always get amped up when I see Torsos go to the backboard here, but he opts to pass off it instead of going for the shot. And that just leaves things open for Decker. You can see that 2 players in the net that were just not really sure what to expect. But, I mean, when Torsos comes at you like that, like a spider monkey, you just got to react.
Yeah, look, 2020, I did say in the qualifiers as well that it's all about the mind games, I believe, in 2020. Now with, like, so many fakes being done, players are faking a lot more. You know, when you play at the RSC level, you know that they're going to be putting it in certain spots really hard for the players to get to, and that is a lucky save there. That was just put wide, and here comes Cyaxel trying to get that in, and We Good just putting the pressure down on GenerOZity, not letting it get to them. You know, it's still even Steven here, and now Crazy Freak's going to back off there and leave it for Decker. A little bit of a bump there from Cyaxel. Crazy Freak with a touch off the crossbar, and it's going to bounce too high.
Oh, Psyonix, please help. They were close, but they couldn't get it in. I think it's safe to say that one was only going to go up the crossbar anyway, but they do get denied a second goal here, so they are being kept honest, GenerOZity. But that is going to be dangerous. It does get kept out, though, but not for long. Drippe puts it away.
Yeah, that was a great attempt there by Cyaxel. You can see him coming flying back. You can see Drippe, great redirect off that wall, and what a touch from Cyaxel. But Drippe in the perfect spot just before it goes up that wall and the angle is closed. He nails it and puts his team in the lead.
Yeah, it was close, but no cigar. Almost recovered as well to get in front of that ball, but I don't know. That was a bit of a weird one for me. It just took a lot of pace off that ball and just straight to the path of GenerOZity. As now we do find, well, on one hand, they have been denied a goal, but there's a shot. It is met quite well, though. Torsos always equal to that challenge. And, well, GenerOZity looking for a third to extend their lead. But we know it could have been a very different game. 2-1 in favour of We Good, and that is a good touch.
So Crazy Freak. Cyaxel again, just launching this one all the way downfield. And once again, the combination between these two is unreal. And Decker trying to make his way back there, just couldn't quite get the read or the distance to cover that shot. And again, we're back to even Steven.
That is a monster clearance as well. Monster clearance. Titanium white dominus as well. I do rate that.
That is only new, by the way, in the item shop, guys. If you want to go get it, I believe it's $22. It's hot now. It's just come out on the item shop if you want the Dominus White. I believe it's $22.
Wow. That was, to be honest, there could have been another goal in that as well for our friends at We Good. So yeah, it could have been a different universe where they were 3-1 up, maybe. As well, now it's back to 2 apiece. So GenerOZity got to do some work, as we do see.
That is one sexy car, Jim. Look at that. Look at the bottom of that car.
That is the Fennec, but that is also just sexy.
It was the Dominus, but here we go. Crazy Freak going to clear that one out. Doesn't get the double touch off the wall, but again, Cyaxel trying to set up his teammate like they've done several times here already tonight. And we've already only got a minute and a half left to go. Where's the game gone? It's still tied, and we've had an absolute phenomenal start to this game.
We certainly have, and we've been fortunate enough to see We Good get themselves in with an early chance. But we know this is game one. We know both these two teams are just sort of settling in. But we know the quality of team. That one's going to be asking questions. We know the quality of players and team that GenerOZity are going to be. So game one, they're going to warm into it. They're going to look. They were late to join this game. So even Decker, his game wasn't quite working in the early instances. So it's going to be a case of them warming into it. The question is, can We Good continue to play at a level that is above GenerOZity?
Yeah, you can see Crazy Freak get great double touch. And we're talking about before, like Torsos, with that experience, getting that demo to allow that shot in the first place. Like, that is just experience coming in there, knowing that when you're going up against a team that's really good defensively and can get those massive clears that we just seen there, you're really going to have to try and stir up the defense by making that demo, cause them to have 2 men in the back line instead of 3, and then causing havoc. And having, you know, them to go down a player with that demo almost calls to a goal.
Again, just jostling in that midfield, both these two teams, and that's going to be dangerous. He does get away with it, though, Cyaxel, and, well, Crazy Freak, what can he do here? Just gets pushed away, so they're dealing with the pressure, but this could be dangerous if they do not deal with that ball. They're looking like passing quite well, funnily enough, We Good. Their passing game is solid and strong, but it's the clearances that may be giving GenerOZity some trouble, as we do see Decker just try and get something going. There really hasn't been a lot happening here in the last minute of the game, as there's a chance for Torsos.
Torsos, what a setup for him. He's just sitting there in the midfield waiting. Kai couldn't quite get it, and the angle coming off that corner on the roof sets up Drippe, and Drippe just centers that perfectly. And you can see Decker causing absolute havoc there on the goal line to just allow an open net. What a shot from them.
Yeah, Cringe Society do come away with the win there. That's Torsos for you. He's always playing right into the last moment of the game and always going to get power off that dominance on that sort of situation as well. We know he's always going to pick his spot. So hearts in mouths, no doubt, for our friends at We Good. I keep calling them our friends at We Good. I don't know a single one of them. But
we want to know them. That's the thing. We want and you can see them here today trying to get our attention, obviously trying to get themselves a good win. But to go up 3-2 against Cringe Society is massive. And they displayed an absolute awesome team performance. You can probably tell, I'm not know much about the team, as we said before, but I can always tell based on the fact that how well they play together. They've obviously been together for a while. And, their gelling is really showing tonight.
Well, Cairo, season 6 grand champion. He's been around for a while. So
he's flexing there for sure.
He's flexing that one. If you've got titles, flex it, right? Like everyone's got a title these days, but if you've got a gold title, you might as well flex it a little bit. But in terms of We Good, they were actually making Cringe Society work a little bit for it. We saw them have to make sure that they were tracking back, they were rotating back, because the clearances, there was a massive clearance there that actually allowed We Good to get their second goal. Yeah. And someone pointed out, didn't even use air roll to get that ball in the net, just straight banged it in. So let's just see whether or not we can see more from that. Obviously, we know Cringe Society are a great team. They're the favoured team in this, but we always back an underdog.
Yeah, you don't need to use air roll if the pass is that good. Sometimes it is you're in the right position at the right time. Oh, sorry, I'm not in spectate mode. Sorry, guys. That is my bad. I got too much caught up in the conversation about We Good. Here comes Torsos. Good hit off the backboard there, and good drop down from the ceiling as well. Here comes Drippe. He's going to push it wide, give Torsos that chance to drop back again, and now he's going to push forward. What are you laughing at?
I'm just laughing at the fact that he didn't air roll. Just looking at it. It was just, it's alpha. If you don't air roll to get that in, no need. I know the dimensions of my car, and I know the dimensions of my my vehicle, so I'm just going to bang it in without air roll.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to. You don't have to be a freestyler to put one away, and any goal against Cringe Society is one that you should be proud of, whether it's a freestyle or not. You're definitely going to be proud of that one. And obviously, Cyrexel there has no boost, so he's just going to try and go back for a defensive play. And this side, Cairo's given the demo to Torsos. Maybe a bit of a taste of their medicine there.
Certainly going to be some bad medicine going the way of We Good as Drippe puts that into the back of the net.
Yeah, great smother there from Decker. And you can see Drippe just well read straight across the face of goal to angle that back towards the net to put their team in the lead by 1 goal. And again, the experience from Drippe, obviously coming from overseas and coming from Australia to overseas and then coming back again within the year, you can definitely see he's improved as a player.
Yeah, it's very, very rare that you see Drippe off the pace because he's used to playing at that faster pace. They keep that ball out of the back of the net. Very nearly a second goal for Cringe Society. And, well, they are looking to do damage here. You can see they've started at a much faster pace. They're not on the back foot like they were against We Good. They got that early opener in the first match, We Good, and that just sort of sent Cringe Society back a little bit. It was almost as though they were just sitting back and having to react. And here's a chance.
Yeah,
Crazy freak.
Here we go, Torsos, pushing it wide. But we've seen them again, the long ball to the forward line, and then one of their players are just sitting there waiting for a touch, either off the backboard for the follow-up, and Decker with the fake. Now he's going in, but don't worry, Cyrexel's there. A little bit of a slow play, and for We Good, we're able to get back and defend there. But yeah, again, awesome stuff from them. And Torsos is now going to try and put it to Decker, and Decker again on goals. And we've seen Drippe before, just missed that backboard touch, and I think Drippe knows himself, if he had got a bit of a better touch on it towards the goals instead of angling it down, it would have been a goal and been 2-0 up. So I think Drippe, might be kicking himself a little bit, but he's just got to compose himself here and push forward, and I know he will.
Yeah, on the flip side of things as well, it was We Good. They had a chance here, and they will find another as Cairo just puts that away, just beating out in the challenge to basically open a net. And you don't see Torsos miss challenges like that, but he does get beaten out. And Cairo puts that away. But I was just saying before, they were going to the backboard, We Good. And they should have shot, and instead they went for the pass off the backboard, but there was no third man in for that play. So I think, there's just some miscommunications there. Maybe some too much respect being shown towards Cringe Society from We Good, and that maybe has caused them to miss a few chances or alternatively not take them.
Yeah, or it could be just players maybe not thinking they have what it takes in the position to hit it on goals, and maybe think a pass is a better option. Maybe a lack of communication between the team to say there's no one there, take the shot. But I think that's where you've got to have a player up front who just goes, I'm going to take the shot. You know, we've seen that in the previous matches before where, you know, players just take that shot and, you know, they nail it. And you've already seen Crazy Freak and Cairo putting in some great passes together and scoring the goals, and they just need someone up front to just capitalize on those opportunities.
Yeah, and, well, Cairo now is trying to direct that one out, but that is going to need to be challenged as well, Drippe. He has been a menace, no doubt, in the course of this match to see whether or not he can be a real strike force. There it is off the top. Does get shot high, though, and they can't keep that out. Torsos will put that away, and that was in the danger area the whole time. Decker with that pass, Drippe off the backboard, and he... I mean, these two have played together for, you know, that amount of time that you
Couple
just
of
don't,
years
you
now,
don't
I'd
lose
say.
that connection between players. You know that someone's always going to go for the backboard, so you're holding off and you're looking for it. The communication between these guys is still there. It's great to see.
Yeah, you can definitely see Decker coming into the play as well. Obviously, we're talking about Torsos and Drippe and their combinations together, obviously from experience over the years. But bringing in Decker as well, you can clearly see now Decker's quite gelling well with the team. We weren't sure how they were going to go. I did see a little bit of Decker in the qualifiers, but we didn't see too much of him, obviously being going in teammates with Drippe and Torsos, obviously being the shining light of the team through experience. But Decker definitely not... you know, letting himself down today. He's doing awesome to set up his team, hold that position he can, again, in the defensive line here, but Drippe off the side wall. Crazy Freak's going to knock that towards the midfield. Decker's going to get a little touch, give his team a bit of time to recover, and now it's pushed forwards. Oh, Crazy Freak just getting back there in time, and Cairo now trying to put it towards the midfield. It's going to be bumped out the way. Drippe is there, going to touch it down. I don't think anyone's there for Cringe Society, but what happened there was...
Does anyone want to get that?
I think Decker... Torsos just bumps out the defender in goals. Bang. Yeah. Just get out. And that is, again, with the experience we were talking about before. Like, you need to make not only on-the-ball plays, but off-the-ball plays as well with the demos and the bumps, because this is where Torsos comes in handy. And with Drippe and Decker are ready to capitalize on those chances. And you can see now 3-1 up.
I was just thinking about how much of a different game this would be if, for example, they were playing the actual Chiefs roster with Drippe, Express, and CJ. And how many bumps and demos would be coming through on We Good. They just wouldn't get going in this game at all. But different game style coming out. We saw a bump there from Torsos, actually leads to a game, or to a goal, sorry. But you know, they're 3-1 down now, 18 seconds left. Cringe Society is starting to really have some fun with this. And I think the good times are over for We Good. I think they're over.
Yeah, look, they're going to go down. I believe this is the second match now. They're going to go down. So that is a 2-0. To them, obviously, Cringe Society, again, we knew this was going to kind of happen. We wanted We Good, but heads up to We Good. They've still got one game left. You know, to try and bring it back is going to be a huge feat against this team, though, Jim. I mean, at the end of the day, Cringe Society have the experience, you know, have the players there ready to try and take out this final. And We Good, give it to them, though. They did really well in game one. You know, kind of letting the ball down a little bit here in game two. But obviously, with Drippe coming in with the 2 goals there and the MVP, and Decker stepping up there above Torsos in that scoreline, score sheet there. But, you know, you can see that now. Decker's coming into play. Decker's getting familiar with the players. Obviously, they'll probably scrimmed a little bit over time now. And as this finals progress, they're really coming together.
Yeah, look, I mean, you can look at the score sheet there. You can see shots galore coming out. 16 shots from Cringe Society to 2 coming out from We Good. So that's a huge deficit there. And in game one, it was a little bit more equal. It was obviously, you know, some good chances there for We Good. On the flip side of things, the positive for We Good is the fact that, you know, they had a 50% conversion rate. So from the 2 shots, they got 1 goal. But, I mean, that's not going to be enough to beat a team like Cringe Society. We know they've got experience. We know Torsos, obviously, we saw him getting a little bit more aggressive there as well. But he's normally provider for Drippe.
Yeah.
And, you know, those guys have been working well as a combination. We see them getting going there. And they're keen to get into this next match as well. And why wouldn't they be? They want to roll with the momentum. So We Good are going to be up against a real challenge here right now. And I think it's safe to say that they are warmed into this match as We Good. They're fighting for their lifeline here. It's a best of 5, so it's game 3, series point for Cringe Society.
Yeah, you were talking about before with We Good. They did manage to save 9 saves in that match before. That's massive. It's 16 shots coming from GenerOZity. You know, obviously, they're demonstrating great defense with only allowing 3 goals in, but not much offense. You know, we've seen a lot of that in Game 1. Their offense was really good. Their player passes, you know, or maybe that was just GenerOZity, you know, letting their guard down, not knowing their opposition, you know, not knowing what they're capable of, and they were just capitalizing on that. Now they're realizing what they're capable of. Now they're playing a bit more defensive, and oh, that is a great shot from Decker.
Yeah, you always got to keep on your toes here. Now, that seemingly came from nothing here. And that just gets over the top. That is a great touch. It beats every defender. And this is what I like about the players from GenerOZity is that they can transition any play almost seemingly into an attacking play. That's what they're going to have to do as well, because we know that We Good, they can put the pressure on, but they haven't really been allowed the opportunity to do so in this last game and a bit, as GenerOZity have worked their way into things. And Cairo, there's a chance here. Just sprays it wide.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Cairo. They try to get the ball on top of his car, and then the last touch, right when he needed it to be placed on that perfect position for a flick over the defender, and unfortunately it rolls down his car, and he's having to force it to the sideline and just doesn't get the angle on goal. So missed opportunity there for Cairo. I know he'd be kicking himself, but again, we were talking about before, in this type of situation, being in the top 4 of the Fire and Rescue Charity Cup, you cannot miss these chances, especially against GenerOZity, because they will capitalize on them.
No, but even then, double commit for the defensive clear, not being punished by GenerOZity, funnily enough. But now, just some defending to be done. Torsos, he's running wild. We know that when he gets going, it's always a dangerous prospect as well. But, I mean, it's difficult to see GenerOZity losing this the way that they played in that last game and the way they're starting to play now, looking for those infield passes. And, you know, Drippe, Torsos, the combo getting going. Decker, fast player as well, is always looking for an opportunity. And that's going to keep We Good on their toes. But the chances that We Good are getting right now are literally off individual dribbling plays. There's no real passing opportunities coming through.
Yeah, you can see Torsos just launching it downfield. They're not really looking for passing plays here, GenerOZity. They just want to send it down to the field and wait for the opposition to make the mistake. They have the chance now. They've got 2 games up, 1 goal up in this match as well, and they've got the time. You know, they don't need to rush anything. We were talking about this before, you know, coming from Max's Rancid Rats. You know, they're taking their time. When they're 2 games up, they don't need to rush anything now. They're 1 goal up. They're just going to take their time with it. You know, focus on these passing plays, focus on their teamwork, focus on their gelling, because now they've got these next games up. Obviously, if they do win this game and moving on against Rancid Rats, they're going to need that, have that gel and that chemistry for the next matches.
That's right. And anyone who's wondering, this is the unannounced season of RLCS and OCE. So, yeah, sorry about the short notice, guys. But in reality, we are playing the Fire and Rescue Charity Cup here. And it is fantastic to be put on site here at GenerOZity and obviously help the team raising funds for a fantastic cause, supporting local communities affected by bushfires, which has been tragic. We're grateful to see some rain here in Sydney. And, I mean, I look out the window and I don't think anybody here is sighing at the fact that it's raining. We're all relieved. And thank you to the community as well, everyone viewing, everyone playing. It is great to see such support for a great cause.
Yeah, I mean, if you're living in Australia these days, whether it's New South Wales, Melbourne, or Brisbane, I'm from Brisbane myself, it has been absolutely hot as hell. You know, no pun intended. It's just, you know, it's great to see cooler weather, you know, coming down from Brisbane today. I flew down first thing this morning after, you know, hosting the Day 2 qualifiers yesterday, and flying first thing this morning to Sydney to be here with you, Jim. And it's just, you know, cooler weather and the rain. It's just a great day in Sydney for everyone.
It is. And these players out in the pitch here. Time is just ticking away. GenerOZity still holding on to that 1-goal lead. Looking to go to the backboard. Torsos didn't quite have the boost to get himself back up and find a second touch for that. But still a chance here that We Good might be able to get themselves back in. They just need to deal with that. They do. Crazy Freak manages to get himself in front of Drippe.
Yeah, that was a great read off the backboard. You can see Crazy Freak just waiting to see what they were doing. The passing plays, the players flying across the goal, and he managed to read that perfectly to clear that away. And that was much needed for We Good. If that goes in, I would say that's a nail in a coffin for them, Jim.
Yeah, it certainly could be. I haven't seen any attacking opportunities coming out from We Good at the moment. It's been very, very difficult for them to find any momentum in this game. It has petered out a little bit, though. I mean, they have been doing a lot of defending against some GenerOZity, but I feel as though it's only a matter of time before they manage to crack that egg.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go, Crazy Freak. 30 seconds left on the clock. We Good really need to pull something out. They are in the opposition's half. This is their chance to shine, show the entire OCE region what they're capable of against Cringe Society, which is probably one of the best teams in Oceanic. If we're going to find out tonight if they will be the best team in Oceanic. But here we go. Cairo now is up, trying to set it. No boost. Uses all of his boosts to get up for that. Couldn't quite get the touch. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, and Torsos just going to do the old standard launch down the field, and that will be it. Cringe Society will move on.
They certainly will, and I think it's safe to say that in Game 1 they were given a bit of a scare, but they recovered from that quite nicely. And Torsos, the heartbreaker in the end, and well, I mean, how often has he been the heartbreaker for so many teams by coming to the party at the right moment? He does the job there. He gets it in. And I think it's safe to say that this mix of players with the most amount of experience in this competition still.
Yep.
You're very, very rarely going to find players with more experience than Torsos and Drippe, no matter who you throw in as that third. It's those guys have got enough experience between the two of them in their little finger even that they could blitz some of these teams in the bracket. But it's good to see them getting across there. We Good. Special mention to them. Obviously, we don't know anything about them, and the
phenomenal
fact that
effort
they got
by
this
them.
far in the bracket. It is awesome to see, but I don't think there's too much time between our next match, which is awesome because we're just going to be rolling through some Rocket League here. Earlier we saw Max's Rancid Rats.
Yeah.
They actually pushed Cringe Society, if I understand, to a defeat.
Yes, they're the only team that we've seen so far in the qualifiers leading up to this that were able to defeat Cringe Society 3-0.
Yep.
In a best-of-5 match. And that was awesome stuff from them. Obviously, Max Rancid Rats haven't lost a game, I don't think, so far. They're just on top of their game right now. The gelling, the plays, their attacking, their defense, all round is absolutely phenomenal. And obviously, I think someone in the chat before actually said something about your shirt.
Oh, okay, cool.
They're mentioning your shirt. I said, what is that shirt?
It is offensive as can be. It's basically something out of the 90s. So if you're... I think... Did anyone watch the show Lift Off back in the day? Like all those crazy...
Remember, most of these players are under the age of 18. So.
Okay, yeah, no, true. You guys would have been definitely in your cots or even, well...
How old are you, Jim?
Old enough to have seen Lift Off in prime.
They're going to start calling you Boomer in the chat, mate. You got to watch out.
I've been called a lot of things. It doesn't faze me.
But once again... Heads up to We Good, going up against one of the best teams in the world. Honestly, to be here in the top 4 in Oceanic for this Fire and Rescue Charity Cup, massive effort for new players into the scene. Awesome to see for new players in the scene. Keep your head up. Keep trading. Come back for the next tournament. We will be hosting more in the near future. We do plan on doing some more stuff for the charity. Obviously, I want to host more tournaments with GenerOZity as well. Be on a stage like this and obviously showcase the players as much as we can for you guys. Because I don't think there is enough tournaments in OCE. We need more tournaments in OCE. And we want to grow the OCE region and, of course, get the players a chance to be on the spotlight. So, honestly, thank you so much for We Good for being a part of the tournament. Awesome effort. Keep your head up. And I look forward to the next tournament.
Yeah, look... I'm keen to see this next match. So we've got Rancid Rats up against Mind Frequency. So that is our next matchup coming up. And
That's going to be
that.
one hell of a match. Obviously, Mind Frequency are going to be... We quick look at the roster there. Mind Frequency will be Amphis, Scarth, and Kenny Salmon. Now, we did see them...
Slam Kenny Salmon.
Kenny Salmon. We did see him earlier. They used to call him Sneaky Salmon.
Sneaky.
Because he does come in at the last second and manages to secure himself a couple of goals or a shot on target. He comes out of nowhere and like the slippery fish Enrique for the Brisbane Roar, he's kind of like that. Yeah. Have you ever anyone
is he
in Brisbane
still
Roar?
around?
Yeah, Enrique, I'm pretty sure he is.
Jeez, he must be like...
He's been around. That makes
early
it goes to show how old I
40s
am. Showing my age there too, Jim.
Okay. I think we've got to join a new lobby, actually. But,
Are we joining a new lobby?
Yeah,
I think
we've
so.
got a new lobby to join on that one.
Okay,
So,
let me just jump out here. That's my bad.
Obviously, I saw Kenny Salmon playing in the RLCS season that Gfinity ran, and he had his name as like Kenny Slammin.
Slamming.
Yeah, Slammin' Kenny Salmon. But
Wait, slamming Kenny
no,
Salmon.
no, that's what we would refer to him
Oh,
as.
okay,
Just- Yeah, we like to do jokes sometimes.
You know, we can have some fun too, guys. We can have some fun on the desk. We can make up some names. Like, obviously, we were talking about Caveman Ben, your Hatchback Ben, Batmobile Ben, because he likes to change his cars, but obviously Sneaky Salmon. If you guys have any names for the players, obviously within banter reasons, no one be toxic. Obviously.
Whoa, jeez.
Kenny. Okay, yeah, we're not reading that one, Caveman Ben. Calm down, mate.
Yeah.
But yes, guys, it's all about fun on here. We're trying to just have a good community tournament, have a bit of fun for ourselves. Obviously, we are taking it serious, but also we're going to have some fun with it and obviously have a bit of fun with the players, give themselves a chance to be on a spotlight like this and just enjoy it. Obviously, we're here to raise money, much needed funds for obviously the CFA and the fire and rescue, fireys. The New South Wales Royal Fire Service, which is why I started the tournament in the first place, why the original idea came from, was just to raise money. Being in the face of a massive wall of flames and putting your life on the line is, no small task. I mean, I myself is not my area of expertise, and I would not want to be in a situation like that, and they're putting their lives on the line for that, and, save people's homes, animals, and, themselves, and just trying to save Australia in the long run.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that, the people that put their lives on the line for their communities it's heroic. It's nothing short of that. So I think it's safe to say that obviously not just Australia but the world are coming together to support and show appreciation for that, but also to supporting the communities that have been fire affected as well. If you're nearby any communities that have been affected by fire, once this all finishes and once this all starts to go away, go into those local communities, go in, buy their fuel, buy their bread, buy these things that I guess return a sense of normality to the communities. And that's probably the biggest thing is that, after periods like this, a lot of these communities actually live and thrive off tourism and things like that and need support because, after this, there's not really, it's going to be difficult to get tourists back in for a while because a lot of the natural attractions and things like that have gone. So, if you do get the chance, go in, support them in any way you can. And obviously, for today in the Fire and Rescue Cup, that's sort of, what we're supporting at the moment. But obviously, it's a mammoth task, and it's not going to be an easy way to rebuild these communities from the ground up. But it's going to start with some support there. So thank you, guys. Eat the donut. You want me to eat the donut? I've just seen that come up.
Yeah.
You know what? What, do you want me to eat this one or get a new one?
Do you get a new one? There's
I'll get
plenty
you a new
there.
one.
Grab a new one, Jim. Don't. Mate, I had a massive sinus.
Alfred.
I had a sinus. I was flying in today, Jim, and I was saying before, sorry if you guys see me wiping my nose a little bit. I might need a tissue in a second. I have been runny nose, and my eyes been itchy on the way in, and a massive sinus attack when I was on the plane on the way in. But worst place to be to get one of those on a plane on the window seat. Couldn't go anywhere. Couldn't do anything. So unfortunately, I am in this state. But I hope you guys are still enjoying the casting nonetheless, and of course the ASMR from Jim over here on my right. But looks like we are getting close to the next matchup. The players will be starting to join in now, and we have a hell of a matchup. Now, this is whoever wins this now will go into the grand final of the Fire and Rescue Charity Cup. So this is it. We've now seen this is the top 3 teams of the Oceanic region. You're smashing that.
I'm not messing around.
I took one bite of this entire thing in the last hour and a half, and you've managed to smash half a donut in 5 seconds.
Yeah, you're not going to mess around.
That is
smash a donut on stream. You got to do it.
That is true.
So I'm keen to just smash more donuts if you want to keep talking.
Yeah, look, we let Jim, he's obviously just rocked up today and haven't had breakfast because apparently he slept in until midday. As you do, it's the weekend. We're just donating our time and our efforts just to be here and have some fun with you guys and obviously showcase the players. I mean, that's what we're trying to do it. That's what we want to do it for. Show the Oceanic region off, being able to raise as much money as we can. Like I said, guys, any dollars raised, go through the donation links that are there on the GenerOZity page. Any donation. If you do donate in the bottom of the donation section, you'll see a GenerOZity team tab. If you go in there, the Fire and Rescue Charity Cup, that is us under that banner. And what we do, anyone who donates will be going into the draw to win a bunch of cool giveaways from the sponsors that have sponsored the tournament directly. Which is awesome stuff from them. Elgato, Logitech, Bethesda, and Face Punch Studios. So awesome stuff from them. And also, we could be giving out a bunch of keys to those that are in the stream and those who have donated. So for us, so that's awesome stuff from them. Awesome to see you guys in here chilling out. Obviously, most tournaments that I try and hold is all about the giveaways, all about the community coming together, and those who compete, the players also get a chance to win something. Those who are watching get a chance to win something. Those who win get something in return. And obviously, by being here supporting it, we are raising money as well. So it's just an awesome cause all around.
Yeah, and I don't know what kind of animal you think I am. All right, I'm not sucking up crumbs or anything like that. So I'm just I'm just going to keep it clean. Just smashed a whole donut on stream, by the way. Don't care, don't care. But I don't know. How do I segue back into the game from here? I'm just drowning. That's all right. If you're wondering what the donuts taste like, they taste like blue.
It actually is really nice. These are actually freshly made donuts. Awesome stuff. They're supporting the GenerOZity crew, coming in with food.
Right,
I'm eating
Yeah,
it too. Sorry. There we go.
Both.
I'm
Gotta
eating
do
it,
both.
yeah. Gotta do both. ASMR for you guys. As I said, these guys are, like, support all around from everyone involved. Like, these guys are coming in with coffees, food for the guys here at the GenerOZity team. It's a big production crew here. We've got guys who are, have had an hour's sleep because it is a 48-hour live stream straight. We've got guys sleeping on the floor. What's that? Zero. You got zero sleep. Is that what you're trying to say?
He's outfitted.
He's got no sleep. See what I mean? The GenerOZity crew are dedicated, and I've been working with the GenerOZity crew, not with, working for the GenerOZity crew, supporting the GenerOZity crew by being on the show and trying to do what I can for the last couple of years now, since day one, when we were in the city office and we all slept on the floor. What are you laughing at?
I'm just saying, someone said how much money to change the background, and I say someone told me, to a massive image of Jim eating the donut instead of the space. I don't know if they've got a screen cap.
Can
If
we
someone's
do
got a
that?
screen cap of that, and they can link it back, we'll get that changed.
We might have to do that.
But
We might be able to do that.
it's going to cost a donation. So
It will cost a
you
donation.
decide.
Someone donates $100, we'll get it on there. There you go.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
But yeah, like I said, it's just an all-around support for everyone involved. Like the sponsors, people putting their time, their money, their equipment, everything involved to get such an awesome production over 48 hours. It's absolutely phenomenal to just be a part of something this big. Obviously, GenerOZity have been at PAX last year as well, and it's just to see the GenerOZity and the gaming community come together as a whole, whether it be in the Rocket League community like ours, or in the Overwatch, like Tyrion's dropping all these donations that might be popping up on the screen. That is across the whole community. So all donations that you see popping up on the screen for you guys are across the entire community. These guys are just putting in their time, their effort to raise as much money as we can across all aspects of the gaming world. And it's just phenomenal. 5 years ago when I started doing entertainment and doing live stream and broadcasting, it was almost like the underground thing. Being a streamer, live streamer on Twitch, I've been doing it for 5 years.
The venues were underground too.
Yeah. And we would put on a venue here in Brisbane, or not here in Sydney, but in Brisbane, and it would be like a handful of people rock up, and now it's, we sell out entire venues. And it's just absolutely phenomenal to see, obviously, the gaming community now, one of the biggest industries in the world, and, we get to sit here and eat donuts.
Yeah,
That's the moral of the story now.
It's very difficult to complain in those sort of circumstances. But I don't know, do some trading. Find some, unused Zombas or something that you're not, currently putting in inventory, and then get those donated. $1.67 in your PayPal. Come on, homie. Come on, homie. You're better than that. But yeah, sure. If anyone wants to, there you go. See, unused white Zombas. There you go. If someone's got a set of those just lying around, we can get those donated. Sure. Put your tongue in the middle.
That's what I was pointing at Yitzy for. That point was you, mate.
What's a Don Ute? That's the question.
What's a what?
It's not a donut. It's a Don Ute.
A Don Newt. A donut. I ruined it. Oh, because I've eaten through it. It's a U shape now. Mate, you ruined it by just writing it wrong in the first place, mate. It was ruined before it even started.
Yeah, so obviously, as we said, there's Rocket League happening, believe it or not.
There is.
Yeah. In amongst all this.
There is.
If it was a Rocket... Do you know what? We've only got blue donuts left because someone ate all the orange ones.
There was orange ones?
That's the Rocket League themed donuts.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Maybe we should have put an order in for orange donuts.
We did. They were all eaten.
Damn, we do have pizza arriving soon, though.
No, they were
Pizza
only
on
blue.
stream?
They were only blue. Okay, fine.
It is the color of Finder who supplied the donut.
Oh, awesome.
There
So
you
they
go.
have a set colored donut. That's awesome, dude. Look at this.
So
These are delicious, bun. Dude. I'm going to smash all these donuts. It's going to be so bad. It's going to be so bad. It's good to see you. Let's give a quick shout out to those who are in the stream right now. Frez, Home, Sloth Nuggets. What up, my boy? Levi, Bazink. What's going on, mate? Good to see you back in here. I've been supporting of the day 1 and day 2 qualifiers as well.
this man lives in
Change is up in here as well. Doritos chip. Love it. What's going on, guys? Let's see, let's see who's in the chat. Let's get a roll call of everyone who's in here right now before the game kicks off. Formal's still here. Great to see you, mate. Thank you for casting day 1 of the qualifiers, my man. Awesome stuff. And I know you were gutted not to be able to cast day 2, but I'm sure Compt and Jupiter had that under their belt. They did really well for that qualifier as well. Here's Sour's here as well. Air Mac is in here. Good to see you guys. Welcome into the Ross. I just lost my voice for a second, halfway through a donut. Welcome to the Fire and Rescue Charity Cup. If you guys are just tuning in, we are here just trying to raise money and watch some awesome Rocket League. Now, we do have a match on our hands real soon. I believe it will be only minutes away, if not seconds away, to getting ourselves into this next matchup. And like I said, we've only got 2 matches ahead.
Yeah.
And, one more match to go, and then we are almost through to the finals.
Yeah, that's right. And the next game is obviously Max's Rancid Rats coming up against
Here we go.
Mind Frequency, which is that Mind Freak and Frequency mix. I'm keen to see this as we do see things kick off and get back underway. We know Rancid Rats, they're a dangerous team. Looking for that infield pass. Frenzy can't find it. Slamming Kenny Salmon is looking way too dangerous at the moment. But that's a big clear. No one's going to be able to get there. No, they do. Okay.
Amphis,
What a letdown.
Amphis is shutting your mouth clean there, mate. He's like, no, man, I'm here. Don't worry about me. Here we go. Now, Steve trying to get in there. Sexy Steve trying his best. Looking good with that orange-coloured car. Now, Amphis putting it to the high end of the corner. Delusion. Good clear to the side, but Scarf already on the side wall, ready to push one forward. Is there a chance for them? A good bump from Scarf. It's going off the backboard. Here comes Amphis. Oh, just puts it wide, unfortunately for him, and a good clear out here for Steve. Now, here comes Sneaky Salmon. What's he got? Scarf almost getting that redirect over Frenzy, but here we go. Awesome offensive play here for them.
Certainly is, but can they build on that momentum? They do allow the clearance to come through for the Rancid Rats. The Steve trying to put some pressure on, but Frenzy's now found some space. Can't quite find the direction, though. Just lets that one peter out, and we are going to have Mind Frequency coming back. Amphis looks for the redirect off the backboard.
Oh, Steve, what a great save. Oh, I'm not sure if you guys noticed that, but Steve up the backboard, sorry, at the back of the goals, and then bounces out on the crossbar to save it. Would look like an open net. What a great save from Steve.
So I was wondering what that sound was, and it's actually a cat car. Like,
Mate, my favorite
what even are the audio packs in these cars?
my favorite one, mate, is Motormouth.
Yeah, that's actually what I have as well.
Dead Set is my favorite. It's actually someone's voice making the engine sounds. It's probably one of the funniest things I have. It's Dead Set is actually awesome. If you guys don't rock the Motormouth, what are you doing?
If you use that audio. Yeah, look, I'm prepared to deal with that. I sold my soul a long time ago, so it's, I use what audio I want.
Yeah, great push off the backboard there by Delusion. Now Steve, a chance to push forward. He's trying to get the touch, leaves it for Frenzy. Now Frenzy's chance to center it. The swap rolls here. Oh, no, here comes Scarf, going to clear that out of the box now. Here we go, Mind Frequency. What can we see? We haven't seen him at all today. This is their chance to shine. Here comes Amphis. They probably had the best chance here tonight, but that save from Steve just totally kept it out. Didn't let him capitalize on it, but they did have the best chance.
And, well, I swear Delusion is actually mad for using that Paladin.
What, the Paladin?
It's disgusting.
The car? Yeah, I call it the cheap man's Batmobile. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. It's literally the cheap man's Batmobile. Oh, Mind Frequency trying their best to get an opportunity again. Here comes Sneaky Salmon trying to push it forward. Frenzy is going to launch it down, but Scarf is there ready to go. Here comes Frenzy. Just misses the ball, but now where is Delusion? Here he comes. I was waiting for an opposition there from Rancid Rats. We've seen the 1-2 play from them, the back-to-back, team plays, and unfortunately they haven't really showed much of that in this game yet.
No, there really hasn't been a lot of that thus far. We saw Rancid Rats. They do like to put pressure on their opposition, but I mean, it just hasn't yielded results for either of these two teams. And Steve just looking to get that pass inside. There we go. That's dangerous.
Oh, Frenzy. We've seen him all night tonight already. First game, just nailing these. He does not seem to miss at all. And again, Steve trying his best to center. Amphis didn't quite get the clear. And Frenzy once again in prime position.
Yeah, not a lot that could be done by that. Everyone was just trying to get themselves back into net, so they couldn't get that away. As now Scarf, well, he's going to need to lead his team to victory.
I can hear that cat, mate.
That cat is-
I just heard it there faintly in the headphones. Someone's rocking the cat.
I need that.
I've never heard of it. I've heard the cat topper, though. The cat topper only makes sound when you accelerate.
Right.
It's so weird, but it's, yeah.
Right.
Your motor mouth and cat topper, mate, I tell you what. You don't want to hear that.
That's cool.
It's the worst combination.
Yeah, I think it's actually Kenny that's using the cat audio. So, ooh, they do deny that.
I mean,
They get
cats
it away.
do like fish.
Yeah.
Love salmon, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I see the connection
You
now.
see
I
the
was like,
connection? You couldn't quite get there. Comes Scarf with a great redirect into the goals. Awesome stuff. And he gets the height while we were just talking about fish. Delusion couldn't quite get the clearance. Kenny off the side wall, and Scarf gets up high. What a touchdown from him.
yeah, he takes the bait there, and even the splash coming out of the back of the net. So all things aside, he takes the goal. He goes hook, line and sinker on that one.
I love the puns. They're coming tonight. I tell you what, here we go. He's up. Delusion. Couldn't quite get a touch on our Scarf. Didn't quite get the best clear he wanted. Steve trying to center it. Scarf with the bump though. Amphis with a great clear. Now he's going wide to Delusion. Delusion going to take his time. Salmon's already off the wall, but he doesn't quite get the touch that he wants. The Scarf has got his back, pushing it forward. Here comes Steve. Back into the midfield. Amphis again with another long shot. Delusion this time launched it. A great launch from him. Steve with a touch again. Oh, it's come down off the crossbar. And Frenzy again off the crossbar again. Delusion trying to pop it up, and that was a great effort.
It was a great effort. Just didn't beat the crossbar, though. Beat everybody but. And, well, 10 seconds left. Unless something can happen out of this play, I think we're going to overtime as, well, Delusion actually jumped a lot earlier than we usually see him. But I think, oh, unless this can be, yeah, it is dealt with. That could have been a chance. And trying to keep it up here. Chance for Scarf, but he goes wide. And we do go in overtime here.
Yeah.
Look at that, Fennec.
Yeah, that was a close one. Scarf probably had a glimmer of hope there that he may have stolen a goal there before overtime, but unfortunately for him, the defenders were ready for that one. Now, here comes Delusion. Now, Kenny's got a bit of time on his hands and a lot of boost. What can he do with it? Not much. Frenzy's on the side wall. Gives it to Amphis. Trying Steve with a great touch, and looks like a double commit here. Almost. Can they capitalize? No. Great recovery there from Steve.
Certainly going to be a difficult way back into this, but as we said, it's golden goal. And next team to score will be the victors here. And this is only game one in this best of 5 series, so still a lot of Rocket League left to be played. And are unable to be separated so far in this first game. But, I mean, neither of these two teams are really putting on some pressure. That ball's just being held up in midfield. And, oh, there we go. Attack just peters out for the Rancid Rats. And a lot of defending being done right now by Mind Frequency.
Yeah, this is probably the best and closest matchup we've had here tonight. I mean, this is down to the wire, game one. We haven't seen much of game one being so close. We've obviously seen one-sided, getting the cobwebs out, but these guys are already, a series in already now. So they're both ready to go and definitely showing a great balance between offense and defense. 1-1 apiece. And Scarf now trying his best, doesn't get the bounce that he wants. It is over Steve, though. What can they do? Delusion, again, awesome in that back line. We've seen him all night. And here comes Amphis. Oh, just wide by Amphis. Again, Amphis is trying his best to get that first game for his team.
Yeah, it's probably the most clear-cut chance we've seen so far in his overtime as we're looking for that pass on the inside. Steve can't find the follow-up touch on it, though. Frenzy was there waiting for it, but they now have to transition back. And that attack has just petered out. Chance now for Mind Frequency, but that is just going to be directed away. And they do get themselves out of danger now, the Rancid Rats. And pressure coming out from Frenzy, and that is a dangerous ball. No one gets there. But everybody ends up missing that opportunity.
Yeah, that was awesome stuff there, almost by Delusion. Almost gets it, but unfortunately, it rolls a little bit too far in front of him, and he couldn't quite get the touch that he needs. Now here comes Delusion. A good little air dribble, no boost, so trying to backflip it to his teammate, but Steve was a little bit too far back in the back line there, so he couldn't quite get that read. But again, we're seeing Delusion trying to set up his team. Same with Steve, trying to set up Frenzy. And we haven't seen too much of it, though. Obviously, we've seen in the first couple of games, as I said before. And that's a great demo there by Scarf. Now a chance. Candy Salmon trying to go for a dribble. Doesn't get the touch over Steve. And a great read from him to get high for that touch. Well read. Now a chance for them. Here comes Max's Rancid Rats. Now I got it right that time, Jim. But here we go again. Can they put one away? Kenny, the sneaky salmon. It's going to come off the backboard. But Delusion, a great touch wide.
I thought it was going to be dangerous, but Delusion was there. I didn't actually see him, funnily enough, but well, that could be, again, some danger, but they're just backing off a little bit. They need some boost here, Mind Frequency. There were very little in the tank for them on offer, but both these two teams, I don't know, there's no clear-cut chances. We've seen one clear-cut chance, and even then it was sprayed wide, so even in this overtime, they're unable to be separated, unable to be pulled apart, but off the backboard there, we do see Max's Rancid Rats. Question is, who is Max? And why does he own rats?
Let alone rancid ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clean
I mean,
your
this
rats.
is probably almost another match entirely. We might even have to a best of 6 here, because this is already another match down. So you can already see here the boys, another match. A minute left to go before it's a full match again, and no one being able to put one away. It's very close. It's very well defensive, very well offensive as well. We're going to have to obviously see the score later on how many shots and how many saves, but here comes Steve trying to get that first game win, and it's going to be pushed wide. And here comes Frenzy, going to get a touch. Great control there on the wall, but just pushed a little bit too far forward with that second touch. Now, again, Steve, he's great mechanically off the wall. What can he do? Around one defender, not around the second. Now here comes Kenny, over two defenders. It's centered. What can they do? Here comes Delusion. Double commit there. Maybe a little bit of lack of communication between Max's Rancid Rats. But here comes Amphis. Now, Amphis trying to get it towards the midfield. Scarth going to take a touch. Frenzy's already up there. Here's a chance for Max Rancid Rats, but Kenny going to stop that one away.
A lot of work to be done. We've almost played an entire second match in this overtime. And as I said, there's been one clear-cut chance. There really hasn't been a lot on offer for these two teams. So, I mean, something's got to give sooner or later. Something has got to give. Scarf just going to put that one away. For a big demolition there. Sprayed wide, though. Steve has got to get the direction on that one. Here's a chance for Frequent.
Oh, here they go. Here they go. Kenny with a great save off the line. Had to be done. And I don't know how Steve managed to push that wide. He must be kicking himself. That was unfortunate for him, you know, but we've all been there. That's a great effort. Delusion with another great save off the line. Now here comes Scarf. Backboard. Doesn't get second touch. He does, but it's going to be pushed wide. Easy one here for Steve. Steve's going to lob it up for Delusion. Delusion doesn't get the touch that he wants. A really bad aerial attempt there from him off that wall. Nowhere near the ball there, but it's all good for his team, though. They're still in possession, trying to push forward. Frenzy with a great clear downfield. Now a chance for Max Rancid Rats. They got me this time. Here comes Delusion off the back ball, but no one there to cover now. Jeez, this is one hell of a match. 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go on into this match, and still no goal in it.
No, there hasn't been anything really. As well as a chance now. It's just dealt with. There's no one even following that up off the backboard here. Amphis is going to try and start something here. There's no one. He can't even get himself sorted there. There's no boost for him on offer to be able to do so. But both these two teams are just seemingly going through the motions right now, and hasn't been a lot. Need to be careful though. Don't need to overcommit. Both these two teams right now have been very, very defensive, very, very cautious in the way that they've played. And there's a demolition that just may open things up a bit. I think that's going to be the way that things slowly open up in this match. Could be a key demo that could send things away. And Steve, he has a chance. That's a second clear-cut chance. There's another one. There's Delusion. Well, he doesn't really force Kenny into a huge save, but more or less just asking the question. We haven't seen a lot of shots either, so the long overtimes are good for padding the stats, but that's why we go on, you know, goals per minute or score per minute and things like that to just even things out a little bit. But now,
yeah,
again,
Steve,
nothing.
Yeah, it's the biggest ping pong game I've ever seen. This one here, you can see there, Steve trying to get the touch, but just not getting that last touch to set up a player. It's just, it seems to be getting it down one end, clearing it out, getting it down one end and clearing it out. I think someone now, I mean, I did say before, defense is the best offense, but when both teams have insane defense, we're not seeing any offense at all. So, I mean, we do need to see someone take the risk now, whether it be, you know, an air dribble or a demo. We've seen there from Torsos demonstrating some great bumps in the goals and some demos. We're going to have to start seeing it. Frenzy trying. Scarf is there. Kenny with a great block there. Must be done. And now he has a chance for his team. Here we go. Mind Frequency trying their best to center. It's coming down. Oh, great pop-up from Steve. It's the only angle he had, and he had to be done. Frenzy with a great save out of the top right-hand corner there. Here we go. Steve. Amphis. Delusion. Not much going on. They're just going back and forth. Yeah, not much going on there, Jim.
It's not a lot. It's not a lot on offer. We're approaching record times for overtimes here.
This is
This is ridiculous.
I have never seen a game in tournament fashion go this long.
Yeah.
This will be the longest game in tournament. I'm not sure what the record is for the longest overtime game in a tournament. But this will be up there, I think. Almost 10 minutes, 3 whole matches in game one.
Yeah, look.
And both teams, again, just demonstrating great defense, good rotations, but just not being able to set up that last touch needed to set up a player.
Are we already in Ghost versus G2 territory?
Oh. That was so close. I mean, 8 minutes gone. You'd be absolutely kicking yourself if you let a goal in now.
Yeah.
You'd be absolutely kicking yourself. 13 minutes played of the first match. Now, if this wasn't the closest game we've had tonight, this is by far the closest game we've had all tournament.
Just by virtue of the fact it's been 8 minutes and 42 seconds of overtime.
Finally a chance, but Frenzy couldn't quite get there. Scarf with another great read. Now Delusia trying to set it. Now Delusia kind of playing there in more of a supportive role. Looks like Steve's playing more defensive in this overtime situation. I mean, maybe they're getting tired in the offensive plays, giving Delusion a chance to push forward, see what he can be capable of. Now here comes Amphis. Good dribble here from him. Conservative on his boost, gets the double touch. No, he doesn't. Now Steve launching it downfield. Now Frenzy. Salmon's up. Going to be a bit of a weird touchdown. Frenzy's going to touch it down to Delusion. Delusion's there, but great block from Amphis. Good read. Now Scarf going to steal that boost. Does nothing with it. Steve tries to center it again. Not much going there. Steve, you can see Steve just launching himself too far wide. Had no boost to recover, and no real effort from him.
Yeah, look, there's not a lot on offer. I just saw 18 minutes and 9 seconds was the longest pro game overtime. RLCS has already been obliterated, their longest overtime, I'm pretty sure. But this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
I mean, we still have the final to go. So, I mean, we might as well just kick back and eat some donuts at this point, Jim, because this doesn't look like it's going to be, I couldn't have spoke for my own words there, mate. Oh, so close.
It doesn't need commentary. You guys can see the pictures yourselves.
Yeah.
Oh,
just,
chance.
It sounds like a tennis match over here, mate, seriously. Just the grunts and moans coming in from these teams. But you can just see, like, both teams are trying their best to get everything they can to get one goal in it just to go to game 2, because I think we're all as well and truly over this first match. Like, it's so close.
Game 2 and 3.
I mean, this is by far the most insane game I have ever commentated on, Jim.
This is the longest overtime that I've ever commentated. That's for sure. Over 10 minutes.
They're all out of
boost.
boost.
It was like 7 minutes though, but this is ridiculous.
I mean, is this a good time to plug what we're here for, Jim? I think it is. I mean, if you guys are just tuning in to this longest overtime ever.
While there's a break in the game.
Yeah. While we're trying to see what's going to happen here in Game 1 decider. You know, we're here for the right reasons, guys. We're here to showcase the players. Obviously, as you guys can see, they're really soaking up their time here in the spotlight. Raising money for, obviously, the CFA and, obviously, the fire relief, as much money as we can raise. As you guys probably see in the top left-hand corner of your screen, the donation bar that has been progressing over the last week through the GenerOZity community. And for GenerOZity, thank you guys for allowing us to put the Rocket League Oceanic region on the spotlight here in front of you guys and, you know, put on a tournament for you guys. I mean, thank you for all the sponsors that got on board. Thank you for those who donated food. The coffees are obviously for the guys here trying to help. And obviously the time that GenerOZity have put in, you know, the lack of sleep over the 48 hours. And finally, the sneaky salmon. We spoke about it before, Jim. He comes in finally. I mean, it wasn't that much sneaky. He's taken his time, but I mean, a total of 16 minutes and 23 seconds in the first game.
It was an upstream battle for Kenny Salmon and his crew, but they managed to swim their way through in the end. And they do take the first match in his best of 5. So after what is 11 minutes and 23 seconds of overtime, we've been able to separate the two teams. Look at those padded stats right now.
Jesus.
10 shots for Scarf. And
it's pretty much the same for both teams. I mean, they both had decent amount of shots, decent amount of saves. I mean, we had the first person at 1,100 for Scarf. I mean, the match did go 3 times as long, but I mean, that's still a huge effort from him. MVP, 10 shots, 5 saves, and a great defensive effort from both teams. But sneaky salmon, giving his team game 1.
Yeah, 10% conversion rate as well. So it's really putting in with that one. But it's good to see that match finally come to an end. And obviously, with Mind Frequency taking the victory, that puts them up. We know Max's Rancid Rats have done some damage already in this competition. They're looking good. But there could be an even bigger upset on the cards here if Mind Frequency do manage to actually overturn the Rats.
Yeah, I can see people in the chat already saying that they played 3 matches, therefore that Mind Frequency win all 3 games. Unfortunately, that's not how it plays out on this tournament or in any other tournament. But that is probably the longest overtime. Obviously, me and Jim have both seen it. Probably you guys watching have probably seen. That was 11 minutes and 23 seconds, I think, of overtime. Absolutely mental by them. I think we just got kicked out of the party. We might be trying to get back into that one. I'm not sure what happened there, but there will be a second match for us, but I think deep down inside, they're going to try and come back and, you know, are we going to see a reverse sweep? Are we going to see another time 1-1 apiece? I hope we're not going to see another 11-minute overtime.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, look, I'll age another 30-odd years, I reckon, and if the overtimes keep flowing like that. But, I mean, that is finally, just kicked the wrong button in my chair. That's not good. That's
you're
even
sure
better. But we're having some fun with this one, and I think it's safe to say that obviously the players are too, as I There you go. Swift. Magic of television. But I think, yeah, these guys are after. Okay, so I think Josh has sat down in the producer's chair. So earlier on stream, I ate a donut and they want it clipped and put as the background of like this stream. So yeah, I don't know,
would have
man.
been
Do
about
some magic.
40 minutes ago.
Yeah,
just want to throw that
including
out there.
overtime.
It would have been 40 minutes ago. Jim was getting a massive donut. It was about a 5-second period. Yeah, we're going to try and get that on the back there. But we did say a $100 donation to get that up there. So, I mean, if you guys want to see that ASMR, obviously you won't be able to see it, but obviously hear it, but you'll be able to see it on the back. We're going to get our boy J-Dude over there to work here.
You might
His
have
magic
to
with those fingers.
rejoin the lobby.
I'm going to have to rejoin the lobby. Is it still going? Or did I get kicked out?
Yeah, you got kicked out.
Yeah, that's my... Is it going? I hope they haven't... I'm getting a connection error here. Wait, I should be able to join now.
Well, we did have a $100 donation.
We did.
That was from Sloth Nuggets.
Oh, you're joking.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay, that is what they're saying. Okay,
Yeah,
soft
that's what
nuggets.
they're saying.
I'm getting a connection error. I can't seem to join, so...
I will. Well, while we have this little pause, I'll work on the background.
All right, while we have a little bit of a pause, we'll discuss what just happened.
So it's a lot to break down in 11 minutes and 22 seconds of overtime. As we saw, 10 shots from one player. Scarf. 10% conversion
MVP,
rate.
yep.
Yeah. Oh, we're back. We're looking.
We are getting back straight into it. Looks like
Cool.
JD's going to have to work his magic faster than what we said before for the next game, but that's okay. We're finally into game 2, Jim. It's so close.
It's been 3 games coming.
Yeah, it's been the longest overtime match we've seen. We spoke about it a lot. It's time to move on to game 2. Put that behind us now, and I know that they're ready to go. Rancid Rats are keen to not let. That's the first game I've seen them go down, mind you.
Yeah.
We were talking about how good they were playing before and how good their offense were, and unfortunately, we didn't see much between Steve and Frenzy in that first game. We might see more of them in this game. Hopefully, we'll see more of that game, and we might go 1-1 apiece or 2-0.
Oh no, this best of 5 series could take 2 hours at this rate.
Yeah, the way these two teams are so evenly matched, it's actually quite insane.
Indeed. Let's just see if our Rancid Rats can fight their way back in, or will it be the Mind Frequency mix that make their way through this bracket?
Yeah, great
guess
clear
we'll
there by
find out.
Steve. Yeah, that was a great clear by Steve. You can see there both players for Mind Frequency going up for that, and Steve coming in between them, clearing that ball away. Had to be done. There's Sneaky Salmon coming in, clearing that ball out for his team, and now Scarf, the MVP from game 1. What can he do here? Not much. Frenzy with a great read. And here comes Sneaky Salmon, or Kenny the Salmon. And Delusion's up high. Amphis now, not much. Steve with a good block. Now a chance for Rancid Rats, but not much. Scarf going to hit a high. Good double jump there from Frenzy. Had to be done. Now a chance. It looks like one-on-one. Frenzy gets up, but it is a 50-50. It is sent towards the midfield. Not much power there from Delusion. Easy clearance there from Amphis. Now, here comes Scarf. Stevie, great touch to Frenzy. It's high, but Kenny gets himself up for that one.
And, well, it just peters out again. Amphis now looking to start something. He's going to be beaten out there, though, so does get the demolition onto Delusion in the net. And, well, he does respawn in time, but needs to get a wriggle on, as they do have some defending to be done. There's an infield pass, but there's no one tracking onto that. So it will go unanswered, as the Rancid Rats, as we said, they're down 1-0 in this best-of-5 series. They're going to need to be the ones to strike back. Mind Frequency taking one of the longest overtimes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Commentated in, well, I wouldn't say convincing fashion at all, because there was really very little on offer. And even now, starting off, there's probably been more chances in the opening to this game than there was in that entire OT. So let's just see whether or not one of these two teams can crack the Da Vinci Code that is each other's defense.
Yeah, you can see both teams now do not want to go overtime again, because we've seen it before. Delusion's up, but Amphis, another great clearance from him. Now Frenzy trying his best to put it towards there, but couldn't quite get the jump off the wall. Now here comes Scarf. Nope, Steve's going to read that one well, and it's going to be put into the middle. But Kenny, great defense from him, great offense from him. He's playing really well tonight, Kenny. He's always there. They do call him the slippery, well, I call him the slippery fish. I'm not sure if you guys do, but I think it's a well-fitted name for him. He's always there when the team need him most. And here comes Scarf. No boost for him. He won't be able to get anything else on that. Delusion, great clearance from him, straight to Frenzy. But Frenzy, not really doing much with that. Amphis is going to take up the back wall, give himself a nice little dribble here. He's got a lot of boost to do with. Allows them to come forward, and a 50-50 challenge. Now, Scarf knocks it down. Not a great clearance from him. Kenny again, when his team needs him most, pushes it down towards Scarf. Great pass. Now, Not a real chance. I think what they're really trying to do here and what they need to do is not do the old basic off the side wall and roll down towards the net. I think they need to do more passing plays, more demos like we just seen, and open that net up because that's Frenzy. What an angle.
Will he be your devil or will he be your angle? He finds it and he gets it in. We've seen him just finish off what he started a few times there. And he finds the first goal for the Rancid Rats, and they're looking to make a comeback.
Yeah, you can see that, the demo previously, right before it happened. I think one of the biggest things when you're defending and when your teammate gets demoed in goals, you know if you're out of position or your teammate's one-on-one, it's going to be a hard challenge to try and, especially when the opposition has the advantage, has the ball, and you've got to try and predict. Like I said before, 2020 is about mind games, I think, for Rocket League. With all the fakes coming in now, the drop shots from the ceiling, I was about to see now as well, gets the flip on target, nails it, Amphis. What a great goal from him.
That is a huge goal from him as well. So we saw it coming, it built up, and then we can see he just executes it perfectly as well.
Yeah, you can see that. Steve
Very
thought
nice.
he could see it. He thought he goes up for it, but like I said, again, the mind games are there. He comes in, clears it away right before. That's what a drop shot is. If you guys don't know what a drop shot is, it's mainly when you fall down from the ceiling without jumping, you still get that extra flip. So what happens is you can delay that flip at any time, at any point you want. So most players at this kind of level, they wait for the defender to make the first move and then flip over their predicted angle that they're going to try and cover. And Amphis demonstrating that perfectly.
And
That
that cat is killing me. I swear, it is catty, for sure. He's got that cat sound pack, and that, honestly, it sounds like it's being strangled.
Man, Rocket League are really bringing out some great double touches here from Amphis. It sets up Scarf. Again, Amphis with a great double touch off the backboard there. He knew he couldn't score it. He tried his best. He knew he couldn't get it. It comes off the upright, but Scarf ready there for his teammate over both defenders as well.
Yeah, Scarf just kithing that one in, and that's all he needed to do. Steve now. Let's see what the Rancid Rats have got in reply. Oh, straight on net. Scarf didn't mess around off the kickoff, and he puts numbers towards the favour of Mind Frequency. So from their perspective, they've now got themselves out to a 2-goal lead. 3-1, 51 seconds to play. So the timing is good.
Yeah, I think Frenzy there went for a bump over the ball, I think, to try and stop the defender coming forward, but that just left an open run on net for Scarf. I think he tried to get the demo for his defender to come forward, but his defender was out of position a little bit, and unfortunately for him, they're now 2 goals down, so 40 seconds left on the clock, and this looks really good for Rancid Rats.
Certainly does. Let's just see if there's anything in reply. Oh, Frenzy replies now. And it is a 3-2 game. There's only 1 goal in it now. The Rancid Rats have fought their way back in. So setting up a very tense 30 seconds, no doubt.
Yeah, great redirect there by Frenzy. You can see both players from Mind Frequency trying to go up for it and double committing, but Frenzy too fast, too accurate.
Too furious.
Too furious, I like it. Too crazy. Here we go. Now Steve Amphis trying to go off that ball. Good setup, but well cleared out from Frenzy. Now the Salmon trying his best to send it for Scarf. Scarf's going to give him the call. I've got this, don't worry about it. But his touch is well and truly wide. No real danger there for them. But here comes Amphis trying again with the backboard touch. We've seen him doing really well in this game with his backboard touches. But that one just going wide. And here comes Steve. 3 seconds left on the clock. Can they keep it up Mind Frequency? They need to, or we're going back to 1-1 apiece. Here comes Kenny. Nah, I think we are 1-1 apiece.
He just strangles the cat. Clears that ball.
Yep.
And they find themselves a second game. So Mind Frequency,
Yep.
getting over the Rancid Rats. I don't know, we sort of pegged Max's Rancid Rats as a bit of a dark horse after a big upset earlier in the bracket. But now they're being pushed around a little bit.
Yeah,
Mind Frequency.
This is the first time we've seen Rancid Rats under the pump and in a dangerous position now to be knocked out. I think we haven't seen that. Even against GenerOZity, they went 3-0 up. They played really well. They did do really well at the start of this of today's tournament, obviously taking it out 3-0. And you could see Steve and Frenzy, like Steve there, not really, no assists, no real shots on goals. That's not characteristic for him, I don't think.
I can't even see what's happening. Like, what are you doing?
What? Are we down there? I didn't even know we were down there.
Yeah, no. Like, this is excellent. This is prime production.
We have to sit so far. I can actually see the screen down here, guys, of us. I didn't even know it was there. It's covered by the table.
Yeah, okay. That's actually footage of me
Wait, is it actually there?
Yeah, in eating that donut. That's recorded in 160p though, so you might have to get the resolution up on that.
I didn't realize we were even on the screen during the games. Have we been on the screen during the games the whole time? We're like little heads on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
We've been sitting here just chilling out while we're casting.
Okay, now that I know that, I'm going to play to that a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
All right? Yeah, yeah.
Please don't pick your nose.
What do you mean? I'll just adjust my chair. Like.
Just go
I'll
to
rise again.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, no, there's only... I can only go so far down. That's the problem. These chairs, they need more dynamic range.
Let's see how much tall. One's really high, one's really short. There we go. I'm actually
Go.
going to fall backwards, I think. Let's not do that. But we are going to get into game 3 now. Mind frequency. You know, we did see Rants of Rats probably going in as favourites, but Mind frequency coming in strong, holding it out, showing that, you know, that the defensive play, the forward action, and Salmon. Really, and Scarf as well. Coming in hot, obviously Salmon with a great clears in that second match. Being able to put it away, like I said before, when the double commits from you know, them. And they're just doing really great. I think Kenny is a really good combination with them. As you can see people in the chat, those who are still here, welcome in, guys. Make them kiss. No thanks, mate. I think we're good. But, I mean, you know, it's a great performance from both teams. Obviously, Rants of Rats are really under the pump now. They need to do a reverse sweep. It's the hardest thing to do, especially at this level now, against these players to do a reverse sweep. It's going to be one hell of an effort from them.
Did you want to just do it, Josh, and make it happen? Like,
as in, like, bring us together. J-Dude with his, like, magic.
Yeah.
Let us know when we're close, like, side by side, and we'll...
G, you look to the right, and Jim look to the left.
I can't stop laughing now.
Just...
All right. Hang on, let me just...
Yeah, get that off your face.
Yeah. Let me just... All right, ready?
All right, can we...
Can we stop now? Is that weird? Did you even do it? Jesus. God, dude. Did it even work? JD, let me show you the production, bro. Oh, you moved us across. I love it.
Hang on.
Wait, you just hop it across.
Game's on hold, guys.
Yeah, we gotta hold up. No, hold game 3, guys. Hold game. Solid, J-Dude. Solid. Good to see our production team's on it today. I love it. I love it. But like I said, guys, we're here to have fun. We're here to make you guys laugh. And obviously, it's a community event. And clip it. Someone put on the back. $1,000 dono. You get that repeatedly on the back when we're talking away. But no, honestly, guys, thank you guys for being here, part of the stream. Obviously, watching the players play, watching you know, upcoming players and the new players and stuff, and obviously supporting the cause, and obviously showing me and Jim too much love.
A lot of love.
A lot of love. But, yeah, I appreciate you guys all being here. You know, it was an idea. You know, I brought to Bluebird Rivals, the tournament organizers. Obviously, shout out to those guys who are the backbone of the tournament. And also shout out to GenerOZity and Audio Technica HQ for being the home of the finals. And, of course, the casting crew, myself, Jim Nesso, Compt, Jupiter, and Formal Casting, who helped during the qualifiers. Awesome effort all around. And of course, the sponsors on board and everyone who's been helping out have been absolutely phenomenal. And more importantly, raising as much money as we can for those in need. And you guys here having a laugh and enjoying it, and that's what it's all about.
Precisely. So we're just waiting on Frenzy. We weren't just making time for ourselves in that, but we're waiting for Frenzy. He's just disconnected, so he'll be back in a moment. But yeah, you're right. That was probably one of the most touching moments in OC, like Rocket League history, I believe. So. What? We did it. I'm just here to purely make you feel uncomfortable now.
Is that the moment between us? Is the most?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, exactly.
I'm glad we made history tonight, bro.
Yeah. I'm
really glad together. I knew I had an idea. I knew we would create something here tonight, and it was that. That clip will live with us forever, Jim.
That's what we've created.
We can now retire. So you guys know that's it. We're no longer casting ever again after this. This is the last casting you'll ever see us. All social media is getting deleted.
Yep.
All footage.
Yeah. It's gone.
But I'm glad you guys are enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
Really good. Good to see Yeatsy in here as well. Decker, welcome in players who are also competing. Awesome stuff for you guys in here supporting us, and obviously the teams as well. Awesome. It's looking really good. I think we're waiting. Frenzy's going to be back in a second. It's all good.
Yeah.
We're not in any hurry right now. We've got plenty of time. We're a little
bit frenzied ourselves.
We've still got 2 hours to go. We've got the finals next. We will be a best of 7 for those who are wondering. So do we have an idea? Actually, we don't have an idea actually who's moving on to the finals.
I do believe he would.
Yeah, it would be Cringe Society moving into the finals against whoever's the winner of this one. So Cringe Society are probably just sitting there.
Chilling, do what they do best.
Yeah, they got experience, probably getting everything ready. And the winner of this will go up against Cringe Society, like we said, with one of the best teams in Oceanic.
Yeah.
So, You know, it's a big feat for them. Obviously, GenerOZity showing their experience, showing their new player, Deck Aaron Jules, coming in hot there.
Let's go. What's going on over here? It's like
I don't actually know what's even. I can't even. Can we like move this box back a tad so we can like see it? I haven't leaned so far forward.
Josh has just gone to town on this.
Oh, he's got the back. Jaden has like the biggest grin on his face right now. He's got like 2 monitors in front of him. I can see like the gap between both monitors, and he's got this big white teeth just laughing.
You're eating the donut very slowly.
Wait,
Sensually.
you drew the donut on. I love it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this is Bob Ross-esque, I think. You know, happy little donuts.
Yeah.
Cool white donuts.
I'm not sure how long a DC takes to reconnect, but this is taking some time.
Yeah, he's just taking his time, having a good time. He's joined the match now, so we won't be too far underway.
Yeah, it looks like both players, both teams, sorry, are lining up now, ready to go. And we are underway. Steve and Ampus are going to go off the kickoff. Pretty standard, nothing too much. Did see the follow-up from Frenzy. Maybe they were hoping to kind of stop it in the midfield there again. We see that a lot coming from some players. I personally don't like when my teammate comes up behind me to stop the ball in the middle. It's such a dangerous play, but when it pays off, it's an instant goal. So, yeah, it really standing kickoff from them. Here comes Scarf and Steve. Steve just gets a touch on it. And again, showing his brilliance there with his wall touches. Here comes Frenzy, clearing it out. And that cat is back again. Here comes Amphis trying to set up. Great setup. It's good read there from Steve. Gets up for it. Salmon couldn't quite get there. Frenzy off the backboard to clear that one out. And it's pinched well downfield. Now Scarf trying to find a way to defend. But Amphis has got his back. Amphis is up for another backboard touch. Doesn't get the angle, but doesn't need to. Scarf coming in hot with that goal.
Certainly was, and it was a great build-up as well. So, line for GenerOZity. Looking the goods there. Amphis just faking out that backward touch, and that is awesome stuff. Scarf had his pick of where that ball went in the back of the net, and they get themselves a handy first goal. 46 seconds now gone. I can't get that cat sound out of my head.
It's going to live with me forever, Jim, I think, along with, just as like that clip before, it's going to be something
fine.
I'm going to...
That's fine. I'm comfortable with that.
But you can see there, Delusion trying to read that backboard shot and just end up being flat-footed, or flat-wheeled, should we call it. Just, you know, you're just waiting for opposition to hit it and then trying to predict where it's going to go. And it's the worst position to be in, being the defender. It really is. Now here comes Kenny trying to do something, and Scarf is up. Here comes Frenzy. Gets a touch just to the wide of the goals. What can they do with this? Not much. Kenny's going to clear it out, get a full boost. Now what can he do with dribble? Here comes Kenny. Can he do it? Good pass to Amphis. Great setup from him. Who's going to get the backboard? Amphis. What a great team play that is.
Certainly the icing on the cake there as well, that goal. Kenny Salmon started that movement. Amphis just doing a good job. And Kenny Salmon just going in and bullying the goalkeeper.
Yeah, look, that was the icing on the donut, mate. Blue as well. What more could you want? Now here comes the next game. Like, here we go again. Frenzy coming in. Amphis as well. Delusion. Another standing kick. A great pitch from him downfield. Exactly what he wanted. You can see him going for the pinch. Now good clearance down by Kenny. Good read. Delusion trying his best. Frenzy centers it well to Steve. But Amphis again. Too fast from Amphis. Really showing what he's capable of here in the midfield. Kenny trying to get off the backboard. Can he get a touch? He does, but double commit here from him and Scarf. But well recovered. I think Amphis is going to drop back a wee bit here. Now, they're on the attack here, Rancid Rats. They need to pull something out. They're 2 goals down in the third match. This is not looking good for them, Jim.
No, these Rats are being sacked. That's what's happening. They've been absolutely outclassed, and I don't know, looking like a different team than what we saw in the first instances, the first showing. Kenny Salmon just continues to pile on the hurt, and that is a third goal, and that makes the task so much more difficult.
Yeah, you can see Kenny getting it in there first on that first 50-50, getting the ball forward. And I think Delusion got stuck somewhere there, or he backflipped. I think he got left out, and it was just an open net for Kenny after that. And well done to Kenny, and unfortunate for Delusion, but like I said, you can't be missing these opportunities, especially when you're 2 goals down, 2 games down, and now they're 3 goals down. So Delusion, another good block there. Steve with a chance to try and bring his team back in it, but not very well on target now. Downfield. Steve's going to go for the clear. No, going to leave it for Delusion. Now Steve off the backboard. Gets the flip reset. Doesn't use it. I think he was waiting for a defender to come forward there. Now here comes Frenzy. Good clearance from him. They have to do something here. Just under the halfway mark for this game. 3 goals down. It's going to be a massive feat from them. But can Steve and Frenzy use that combination that we've seen in game 1? Try and bring that gameplay down. But Scarf and Amphis, these backboard touches are absolutely unreal. But this time, couldn't quite get the ball on target. It's going to be pushed wide by Kenny Salmon.
Chance now, Delusion. That is actually cleared away. That is not favourable at all. But thankfully, Steve has rotated back. So we've seen teams concede like that. That is not the news that you wanted if you're a Rats fan, but they need to get themselves back into it. Tough road, 3 goals to overcome, and a minute 45 to do so. Just not getting the passing together. That's the big difference, is they're looking like a different team. We saw the passes good. They were flowing. They were putting pressure on other teams. And this time around, they've just had all momentum completely obliterated by this mind frequency mix.
Yeah, look, honestly, I have to give it to Kenny, though, for mind frequency. He's been absolutely phenomenal, whether it's the back touches, clearing out of the ball, or the bumps. We've seen him before when that goal came before with a backboard touch into the net. Amphis, what an angle.
That's it.
That's dirty. That is a nail in the coffin from him. And like I was saying, Kenny, again, what a touch from him. Doesn't go for the wall like they predicted. And Amphis, too fast for delusion, and right in the top corner. Take a bow.
Take a row.
Take a row. That cat never gets off. Do you know what's worse? If they think we're going to have to hear it in the finals.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right.
Right, meow.
Here comes Kenny. Oh, God. We would have to just hold on Kenny for a bit there, just to get that last growl in before the match ends.
He's not kidding around. Well, cat's out of the bag on that one?
Yeah, that's definitely cat's out of the bag. I mean, Kenny looks like he has 9 lives here. He's still going.
If not, 9 tails at least.
9 tails, yeah. Here we go. Good demo by Frenzy, but
He's
not
really
much in it.
feline himself? How about that one?
Feeling himself.
Feline.
Feline. I can't get it yet. A little bit slow on that one, my behalf. I'm sorry to the chat. He probably got that straight away. A little bit slow for me.
Here comes Steve. Go around the fur a little bit.
Oh, God. Here comes Delusion. Has to be put something away here, but that does look like it is over for Ranted Rats. 4-0 down, 10 seconds left on the clock. Mind frequency. Amphis didn't go. I thought he would be a scarf steal in the win there, which already was practically sealed. But
yeah, Amphis, I mean, that's just icing on the cake. And, well, there's nothing. Splash. That is it. That is going to be a convincing end to the game for Mind Frequency after one of the longest overtimes I've ever seen into a 3-0 series in favour of Mind Frequency.
they're going to have to kick off again. I thought it was going to hit 0 seconds, but it is going to be 6-0. Yeah, look, awesome performance from Mind Frequency. Kenny, again, good read, good block, actually. That was an awesome block for him to just capitalise on that. Good goal. But again, credit to both teams making it this far. Rancid Rats, first time we've seen them under pressure, and unfortunately, they fold.
They do. And that is it. Mind Frequency will take the win, and they will progress into that final against Cringe Society.
Yeah, that is going to be one hell of a matchup.
It is.
We've said now, obviously, Mind Frequency. I've seen Amphis, I've seen Scarf. Kenny is new to my, obviously casting experience. I haven't casted Kenny before, only through the qualifiers over the last 2 days. And obviously he's fitting in right in well there with Amphis and Scarf. You can see there a lot of good assists there from him. 2 goals and a couple of shots on target. But obviously he's like their middleman. He's not too defensive. He's not too offensive. He's there to capitalize on the defense when he's needed. And obviously Amphis there with some 2 great touches.
He's Switzerland. He's completely neutral when it comes to this sort of stuff. But, great effort from Mind Frequency progressing through the final. Max's Rancid Rats didn't play at the level that we saw them play previously and earlier in the day and obviously earlier in the competition. So they bow out. Probably a little bit disappointing for them. And then, as we said, that was a ridiculous overtime. 11 minutes and 23 seconds.
Yeah, it was a close game. It was. The first 2 matches were really close. Obviously there with Mind Frequency taking it away. Maybe it was, a bit of nerves with Rancid Rats coming into game 3, 2 games down.
What's going on?
I don't know what's going on. Being 2 games down, to try and come back a reverse sweep at such a level is daunting on the players, to try and go, even at a level like they are. Like the roster is a great roster to do it. But when you're under the pump like this and, obviously on a platform like this, you can fold. And, unfortunately for them, they lost out.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, it's, lights are going to have to guide them home. That's
what are we? Why do I have a feeling something is happening?
So we'd actually see, we have to
lean over. There's like a monitor.
It's like it's right here behind me. Why can't I read it?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
The monitor can't go back any further because of the tripod leg.
Oh yeah, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so we were looking at some words of inspiration if you need to dig deep. In the words of Coldplay themselves.
What?
She is so confused.
I have not looked at the
All the
screen.
references
I
just
was
go
like,
over his head.
I was like, wait, why are we talking about Coldplay for a second?
Because there's
I-
lyrics written on the
I
board.
haven't seen no lyrics. I was like, wait, are they stitching me up? Is this? That's when you know you're getting totally stitched up. I had no
Yeah.
clue what the hell's going on.
See?
But for those who are just popping in, we are going to be casting a best-of-7 final here for the Fire and Rescue Charity Cup. It will be GenerOZity taking on Mind Frequency, the two best teams in the region based on this tournament. Obviously, we didn't see CJ and those guys coming in, but best two teams of the tournament so far, and it's awesome to see. Obviously, some new faces and some old faces throughout the tournament. If you guys are just tuning in, we are raising money for obviously CFA and the Fireys and all the bushfire relief. Trying to raise as much money as you can. You can probably see it in the top of the screen. The total money raised across all communities, not just this one. And you know, so many people coming together raising as much money as you can. So every dollar counts. If you guys would like to donate, make sure to go through the links. And if you guys do donate, make sure to underneath the GenerOZity team tab, put in there the Fire and Rescue Charity Cup, and you guys are going to draw some prizes directly for those who donate directly to that group. So awesome stuff.
Yep, definitely. Get behind that. Great cause as well. Obviously, here at GenerOZity as well, I think it's good to see, obviously, a lot of people, a lot of donations coming in as well through Team Tiraden, which is awesome as well. But also there's a few links there in the chat that you can get behind and obviously make your contribution as well. So I did ask you earlier if you did any accents. You don't do any accents?
Nah, not really.
Do a New Zealand accent. Show us that.
No, it's really hard. I don't actually do accents on the spot. It's really
It's more inspiration based.
it's weird because I grew up playing soccer or football.
Yeah.
And obviously a lot of people who play football are English or you know, obviously follow the English Premier League and stuff.
Yeah,
so
I
I
get
was
what you mean, mate. I get what you mean.
yeah. Oh, why? And you know, it's those kind of people I was around growing up most of my life, and whenever I'm around people from the UK or similar accents, I tend to. My partner hates it because I don't realize I do it,
But
but
you imitate?
I imitate it. I don't know. I'm a great imitator. I'm just a really bad accent. Like it's not a good one either. I'm not a good imitator, but. Yeah, and it's the same thing with Kiwis. I've been doing warehouse operations as my day job. There's a lot of Kiwis in warehouse operation, and we are going to go straight into a no matchup here.
Oh, it's a devil.
Oh, gotchas. You know,
I think they're just restarting that one.
yeah, we're going to restart that one.
We thought for a second there.
Look at this. This is a
nothing
great
happened.
play here.
I
You can
was
see.
keen to hear your accents.
Yeah,
but
no, I
obviously
don't have any
I-
accents.
Does that mean I have to kick it off?
I mean, if you could put on an accent, I'll
Well-
be very impressed.
Once we get in the game, mate, we'll put an accent on and we'll be fine, yeah?
Yeah,
All right.
I like it. Here we go. Once you start, I might unconsciously not even realize that I'm doing it.
Just revert back into
Just
it.
revert back into it.
Everyone wants the donuts assaulted
Salted.
slightly.
What?
Everyone wants the donuts eaten.
Oh, there's so many donuts. Like I think we got another 5 trays of donuts out there. There's so many donuts. I think this is like my third one. So
How about this? You put your money where your mouth is, we'll put the donut where our mouth is. How about that?
you nailed it. The mouthful of donut.
I'm happy to just... Is this match going? Do we have to leave this
Do I have
one?
to leave this match? I think
I
I
think
do.
you have to do.
Probably
have
getting
to
told here
do.
to leave the match.
You think you have to do?
Leave the match for me.
Oh, fuck going then.
Sorry. It's all good. I was too busy eating your donut. But also, like I said, thank you so much for everyone being in here, supporting the chat, having some fun with us. Obviously, we are just trying to make it entertaining for you guys. Obviously, entertaining the players, but obviously showcase the players the best we can. And just put on a tournament for you guys to enjoy and obviously watch for Rocket League OCE because there's not enough. We were talking about before. We need more tournaments in the Oceanic region. I'm trying my best with the support that we have around us to try and give you guys as many tournaments as I can. And, you know, I don't want to put on, just regular tournaments each week. There's our communities out there, like BB Rivals, who do tournaments every week. But I wanted to make sure that when we do a tournament, and host a tournament, it's a good one for those who are involved.
Yeah, yeah. And hopefully 2020 shapes up to be epic for the Rocket League community. I think that'd be, you know, it's overdue. I think it's overdue. Just like the RLCS announcement, it's overdue.
Yeah, 7 days, I heard. So,
Well, yeah.
but they did just announce the titanium weight Dominus out on the shop. I should just totally be sponsored by Silex. Seriously. But that is now out, so they're going to be making a fortune off that. But looks like we are going to be into the first match of the finals. This is it, Jim. This is what everyone came to see. The best 2 teams of the Fire and Rescue Charity Cup are loading into the match now, and this is going to be one hell of a matchup.
I'm looking forward to it. As we said, you don't need any real introduction for the caliber of player that Twelsos and Drippe are. Those guys are so storied. They've been around forever and, you know, playing at the top level as well. I think it's safe to say that, you know, back in the Alpha Sydney days, These guys were earmarked. I think the first time I saw them play, they only finished third at the competition, the LAN. That was so long ago. Ooh, I know that when we ran the Sennheisers at Cup back in the day, they won that. So that was a different competition.
Once again, you're showing your age there, Jim.
Yeah, it was a while ago. But, these guys have obviously been on the rise and have played at the top level. Drippe obviously going overseas, coming back. And, those guys are going to be very tough to beat, even for a team that we just saw from Mind Frequency. I don't know. I thought Max's Rancid Rats would be the team that potentially could push them. But they didn't perform in that last match.
Yeah.
So this is going to be very difficult for them.
I would have loved to see a grudge match.
It is a best of 7, though.
It is a best of 7.
I mean, that for me just increases the chances and the likelihood that Cringe Society are going to take it, just because those guys don't really feel the pressure in the same way. They're used to dealing with it a little bit better. So, look for them to maybe concede the first game. If they're going to concede games, it's going to be the first games, because once they warm into this match, they're going to be very difficult to stop.
Yeah, we did see them against We Good. Like, they did allow that first goal against themselves. They underestimated their opponent. I think we can put it down to of not realizing, how fast they are at counter-attacking. We know that we've seen We Good counter-attacking really fast with the long balls downfield with Cyaxel and Crazy Freak when they, scoring those goals straight down off the pitches, off the backboard. And, eventually over time, you can see that Cringe Society started to adapt, started to see how they're playing, and started to have that extra player further back in the back line that would stop that extra play coming forward. And then as the games progressed, as the following games came in, they just started capitalizing on the top. And we do look like we're about to have everyone join in. So this is going to be one hell of a game. And we're kicking it off.
We're going to kick it off. It's the grand final of the Fire and Rescue Charity Cup here at GenerOZity. And I'm keen to get stuck into this, maybe stuck into a few donuts later on as well, time permitting. As the cat kicks us off. And, well, there's an early chance there. Kenny Salmon called into action, able to bat that away. And look at this aggression coming out early on from Cringe Society. Fast, direct. That's the way Torsos likes it.
Yeah, that was a great play by them. Torsos getting that huge aerial straight up the field. Drippe over the defenders, off the backboard, and Torsos. That's just textbook stuff from them.
It is. And Torsos, he can manage and play that fast game as well. So, maybe I did get stuck in a few donuts, Kia. Maybe I am sensitive about it. So what?
Here comes Drippe to Torsos. Great passing from these two. Definitely up their game in this one so far in the first 30 seconds. Drippe's the only one back. We'll push it wide and clear. Amphasis is up. Pushing it wide. Decker with a great side clearance there. Now, bit of time. Amphasis, a little bit of a great touch there for Scarth. Now Drippe going for the ceiling shot. Flips out the way. I think he was maybe leaving it for Decker. Didn't quite have the angle for a pass. So just kind of left it for Decker. That's what we'll put it down to. Torsos now. Will he go for a flip reset? No, he doesn't. Goes for the dribble. Goes for the control. Now, not much in that. Kenny Salmon doesn't get the boost, though. Good steal from Torsos on that boost. Leaves the defensive line now with not much boost. You can see that Kenny Salmon, 0 boost. Torsos trying his best. Now, here comes Amphasis. 20 boost on him. Drippe touching him wide. Scarth trying to get it in, but good clearance there from Decker. Now, Torsos. Again, good touch. Straightforward, but Amphasis, easy read from him.
And, well, Torsos seemingly just harassing that back line all on his lonesome. And again, he's just going to continue to put pressure on as they look for their second here, Cringe Society. Decker can't sneak that one over the defense. Great clearance from Scarth as Drippe is now called into action. And good pressure on this backboard from Cringe Society early on. That's where Torsos lives. Once he gets on that backboard and he's unanswered, that's when he's at his most dangerous. Those double touches, they come thick and fast. And some of the best teams in the world have difficulty dealing with him.
Yeah, here comes Torsos now. Kenny Salmon almost setting up Scarf there, but Amphasis now. Good defensive play from them. You can see that Amphasis is just sitting back, waiting for that ball to be cleared out and just send it straight back for the two up front. Now, Decker couldn't quite get a touch. Amphasis again, too fast for Drippe. Now Torsos going to push it wide, down the side wall. Torsos again, good touch wide. He does have no boost though. He's trying his best. Tries to go for another demo. Now Torsos just causing some serious havoc. Putting that extra bit of mind on the players, I'm around. I might demo you. Might knock you out the way. It's up to you to get out of the way or try and go for it. Commit for the ball. And that's a dangerous thing, being on offense against Torsos, you know? Having that player that's just going to roam around your back line, just demoing you left, right, and center. Now here comes Torsos. Another great pass from him. Unfortunately, that's just going to go straight in for Drippe.
Wrong button. Wrong button. I reckon that could have been saved, to be honest, but Kenny Salmon now, I don't know what's happened. Just mechanical misfunction.
I think he come off the upright and his car didn't touch the ground and he tried to flip into it. So he didn't get the traction that he needed to get under the ball, and he tried to flip into it and just couldn't quite get the angle. And that's unfortunate for him. And now here comes Amphis. Now they're 2 goals down, mind frequency, but you know, it's still good. You know, I think it's still early games. Best of 7, game 1, 2 minutes gone, 2 goals down. Plenty of time for them to come back. Kenny Salmon, we haven't seen much of him today. Well, this game so far in this final, but hopefully he'll start stepping up and showing what he's made of. Here comes Decker. Kenny Salmon again towards Amphis. Now, can we see the 2 play? A little bit too far in front for him. Now, again, GenerOZity just showing what they're capable of. Drippe almost, but Kenny Salmon. Amphis was going for a bit of a bump there. Tried for it, but not quite there. Drippe not quite getting the angle, but good pass there from Torsos.
Up in the ante, that's for sure. And
There's Torsos again.
Again, just doing what he does best, and that is making people uncomfortable in front of their own goal. So, chance now, batted away by GenerOZity, so no real chance for mind frequency to build on the possession that they had in danger areas. But Amphis looking for passes. Can't quite find him though. That is dangerous. But again, just how comfortable GenerOZity are in defense. Torsos looking to dribble that in for an infield pass. Couldn't quite find it. Hasn't really been too much to talk about in the last minute or so. Just standard rotations from both these two teams coming out. As Torsos again.
Trying his best. Drippe is going to recover for him. I think he tried to go for an error there, but Torsos just couldn't get the angle. Good touch there from Scarf. Torsos high and clears that one well out of the way. Decker again. Kenny's going to have to pull out of that one, but Scarf is there to read it well. Decker's turn to just start demoing people left, right, and center. Drippe's got plenty of time here. We'll grab the boost. See what he can do with his clearance. Not that great, but a good second touch, though. Good touch there from Decker. Was well needed. Now here comes Torsos. Up the side wall, Amphis again for the double touch. He does. Gets a flip reset. He does. A good third touch from him. Now Torsos going for his turn to do it. Doesn't go for a flip reset. Just kind of playing the mind games with the defenders. Am I going to flip reset? Am I going to knock it against the wall? And that's what I was saying earlier in the night. It's about the mind games. And this time, obviously, you can see that mind frequency can't quite keep up with these mind games from GenerOZity.
That's right. And being 2-0 up, they didn't really have to take any risks, do anything dangerous. GenerOZity just guiding their way in and taking the first match, and that will be it. So this is a best of 7 series. So the first team to 4 games will win, and obviously take out the Fire and Rescue Charity Cup as well. So they're on their way now, GenerOZity. They take the first game. And mind frequency, there wasn't really a lot on offer for them. Yeah, they had a few shots here and there, but you could see every time they tried to start building some form of attacking play, GenerOZity were all over it. They were just there on the backboard. They were there getting to that ball first. They were even just controlling the amount of boost that their opposition had as well. Torsos in there, also harassing the back line, but also stealing their boost as well. Makes it really difficult.
He's a hustler, isn't he, Torsos? You can see they're MVP for them and GenerOZity, and it's demonstrated clearly that as well. Like, Torsos just getting the bump. You don't get any points for demos. So if he did, he'd be well and truly up in the 500 mark for the scoreline. Like, you don't get no points for demoing someone, but definitely Torsos is just bumping the defenders, making them commit, making them second guess everything that he's doing. And that's a dangerous thing to have a player at RLCS level, you know, doing that against you. You know, as a defender, it's one of the hardest things to defend, and mind frequency is going to take the L, you know, rethink what they're going to do, and maybe try and, you know, keep Torsos at a distance. You know, maybe keep the ball away from Torsos or just keep an eye out for him.
Yeah, look, he's always going to find his way into the mix as well. He's always dangerous, and he's always looking for something on that backboard. That 1-2 combo, that 1-2 punch, that Drippe Torsos, like those guys, as we said, they've played together through their formative years of playing, and they understand each other the way they play one on and off the field. And in terms of what that brings to their Rocket League, you can see it yields results. They always knowing where one another are going to be, and that is a very dangerous prospect for a team like Mind Frequency, who, again, they're looking good. They're a bit of a mix themselves as well, so players from Frequency and Mind Freak as well, but it's difficult for teams like that to adapt to a long-term combination that's proven to be super successful.
Torsos with a great read down the block and sets up Drippe. Now Torsos trying his best, and Scarf going to clear that one away. Amphis, great touch to the midfield to send that to the backboard. Medeka's going to read that well and just clear that one. An easy clear for him. Scarf just a simple shot on goals, but Kenny almost gets the redirect, but unfortunately it was a little bit too straighter than he wanted. Now Decker going to clear that one out of his box. Kenny again, he's everywhere right now. What a slippery fish he is. Drippe trying to get forward, but Scarf, a good center again. Here goes for a second touch. Decker goes up for the block, but doesn't get there. Now Torsos trying his best. Now here comes Amphis, doesn't get the third touch. Now Drippe. There's a little bit better pressure from Mind Frequency, and you can see that Scarf sitting there in the back line, just allowing their players to go forward and not trying to overcommit though, because at the end of the day, defense is the best offense. You know, as long as they don't score, they don't win. So, and we've seen that before with the biggest overtime that we've seen. We hope we don't have that again tonight, but we'll be here for a long night. But yes, definitely a chance. Now Amphis taking up Torsos's advice with the demos. Now he's trying to push forward, but Decker pushing it forward, no real pressure. Second attempt, doesn't quite get the connection that he wants. Now Scarf, no flip there, dangerous, and that is going to be capitalized by Drippe.
This is why he's a danger man. This is why he's a danger man. He's always, you leave him half an opportunity, he'll take it. That was only half an opportunity as well. Scarf took his eye off that for a fraction of a second, lost control of it, and straight into the path of Drippe, who just shot, played very direct, and that's all you need. And that gets them their first goal. And it hasn't taken too long at all, a minute and 30 or 28 seconds, I think, was the total to get that goal in the back of the net. And, well, I think it's going to be one of those games where, one of those affairs, should I say, where the Mind Frequency guys are going to have to lead this game from the front. They're going to have to get some goals early on in the piece and look to defend it, because to grind your way back into a game against players of this caliber, it's not an easy feat. Not when they're looking quite comfortable.
Yeah, they are looking very comfortable. Drippe, great save there from Kenny. And, you know, these players are so experienced. Like, you can see now, probably if they do get a second goal for themselves here, GenerOZity, you'll see them, like, just go back on the defensive. They don't need to push. And that is experience that they've probably got over time from RLCS and the years of practice that they've got with Torsos and Drippe together. And Decker's slowly adapted to that kind of play style. And you can just kind of see with Scarf now trying to clear this one out. Gets the second touch, does well this time to get the connection that he wanted. And it was unfortunate for him before, you know, but, you know, you can't miss his opportunities, especially with Drippe just lingering right in front of you. You cannot miss the chance to clear that away, and Drippe capitalizing on that. So Kenny now, another big launch from him. Decker, an easy read, an easy clearance. Now Amphis, good touch, centered. Drippe, great clearance from him along the backboard. Torsos going to go for a dribble. Scarf going for a bit of a bump on Decker, but nothing comes out of it. Drippe now. Another great center. Scarf's up, but not fast enough this time. And Amphis going to have to try his best with no boost, and does extremely well to clear that out and only keep it to a 1-0 scoreline.
Just keep laughing every time you hear that cat from Kenny Salmon. It's just, you can't not laugh. But I actually didn't even know it existed until today. Like, I'd never heard anybody with it and use it until I heard a cat. I was like, am I going mad? What's the audio coming through this headset? But chance there actually for Mind Frequency, and it doesn't come away. Scar's shooting that one a little bit high, as that would have been their chance to equal the score. As we said, it's only game 2.
Great touchdown. You can see here comes Drippe, Scarf, good block. Now a chance for Mind Frequency, great center. And Torsos is well and truly great rotations from him. Gets back in there. Drippe, bit of a weird one off the wall there. Doesn't get the touch that he wants at all, but Torsos is able to recover it for him.
Here we go, GenerOZity, look at that infield pass, Drippe, there we go, off the backboard. Oh, they let that one go. Decker wasn't sure, didn't want to overcommit, and that's why they've left the back of the net open.
Yeah, the defender had no boost there. You can see they only had 10 boosts, and the double commitment from Drippe and Torsos left Decker on the back line with no boost to get up for that, and a great flick from Amphis.
Certainly was, and that actually is a way back in now for Mind Frequency. Question is, can they go further? Can they take that second goal? Can they get over GenerOZity? As GenerOZity have looked good in this game, and that was probably the first real attacking chance that we've seen out of Mind Frequency, and they did well. They capitalized. You're not going to get a lot of chances against a team of this caliber. And there we go. Amphis takes another.
That's a great play here from Kenny, clearing it off the backboard straight to Amphis. What an angle that is. And then the flick to get it in the far left. Decker again, unfortunately, a little bit too slow on the rotations. And Amphis puts his team in the lead. Now, they did get a taste for that first goal. I was going to say it, but it came sooner than I thought. But they got that taste of that first goal. What can they do with it? Now they know they can score against them. Will they come back? And sure enough, Amphis coming out with that one.
There we go. Now, maybe the claws are going to be out for the last 22 seconds of this game. GenerOZity, they have to overcome the deficit, and they have to hold on here, Mind Frequency. They get away with that. Great touch from Scarf to push that ball down the back of the field. There we go. Kenny Salmon screeches one in.
That's a great pounce there from Kenny. You can see it coming through. Scarf with a nice bob over the defender, and Kenny getting himself a great position to the far left-hand side of that ball to angle it in the top left. Now, Kenny, he's been in the right positions all night. He's doing really well for his team, and like I said, now we've got a game on our hands. 1-1 apiece, going into Game 3. It is a best of 7. This is going to be one hell of a matchup for this final.
Certainly is, and that is, well, I said it was going to be difficult for Mind Frequency to grind their way in against a team like GenerOZity, but they've done it. They've actually got themselves back into this match. So that actually bodes really well for them now. It's back to 1 apiece. It's a best of 7 series, so you've still got a lot of games to play. And I think from both these two teams' perspective, either of them now think that they can win it. So there's now a sense of belief in Mind Frequency. Had they lost that game, I think it always gets difficult because yes, it's a best of 7, but like the prospect of you going down quickly.
Yeah.
Is quite real, but now that they're in this, they've got some confidence. We've seen some great passing play coming out. Some of Amphis' shots, actually, that redirect, fantastic.
Beautiful. Yeah, that redirect was really what I think gave the momentum for the team. That first goal, I think it was pretty sure it was the first goal from Amphis, and then a second goal also from Amphis, and then the third one from Kenny. Amphis really giving his team the hope to push forward in this third match. Going up the 2 goals, giving that lead, that hope that we could actually win this is a huge booster. And you can see there, they kind of sat back after that, 2-1 up, try to play the defensive, didn't want to overcommit, and they did well. They managed to make the enemy team, obviously enemy team, but GenerOZity, make the mistake, and Kenny was able to get the 3rd goal in it. So
yeah, look, it's great now that we've got a match on our hands. We know that the Mind Frequency guys aren't going to go down without a fight, so that is fantastic. We're going to jump into Spectate again.
You're going to jump into Spectate, it's my bad. I'm getting too caught up into this. I am half the production crew here.
I like having the Observer do that for me.
Yeah, look.
I usually...
Low budget production for me, mate.
I've been spoiled by Observers. We've got some good ones in our region.
Torsos with a great retaliation after Game 2. You can see here, Decker, another simple pinch straight up. That is the worst anything that could happen for Mind Frequency. Yeah. That is the worst kickoff they could have hoped for, because that is, especially if, like I said before, if you do have that second player coming up to the kickoff, waiting for that pinch to the ceiling coming down, and it does go in the enemy's team, or for this Mind Frequency's half, Torsos, you get that goal straight away off kickoff, and it's demonstrated perfectly there.
It's a classic OCE kickoff. Someone cheating up on the as the second person in. So that is the first goal. Didn't take long at all. And there was already a second chance there that Mind Frequency have had to defend. They get a chance of their own. Batted away by Decker. And Torsos actually coming in for that save. So Amphis now, if he's good in that first match, that dribble over the top is going to ask a few questions. But Drippe equal that challenge. Just guides it away. And this is looking good for Mind Frequency. That ball's in a dangerous spot. Infield pass, but there's no one in. Amphis just very defensive. Needed to replenish his boost tanks. Had to go deep in the field to get it. And
he goes for the fake there. Can see that, trying to play a bit of mind games there. I can see he goes for it, drives in front of the ball to try and confuse the defenders, but doesn't quite get it, and it was well read by GenerOZity. I'm pretty sure it was Drippe as well. Drippe now up for a second touch, and oh my god, what a touch that is. Gets himself bumped and still able to correct himself. Amphis not faster than Torsos this time. Torsos off the ceiling, tries to go for an early flip towards ball, but doesn't get the touch that he wants now. Kenny, full boost. We've seen what he's capable of. Can he show us here again? Kenny, midfield, boom. Centers it to Torsos, not exactly what he wanted, but Amphis playing a little bit safer this time. We've seen him obviously further up the field, getting those rebound shots off the zone wall, but he is playing a lot more defensive. That's a great shot from Drippe, but Scarf, double touch it off the backboard. Drippe's going to knock it down, and Drippe, great redirect.
Great redirect from him. Now, this is what they wanted. Oh, Scarf, see, I needed to do better than that, unfortunately. You can't leave chances that big in the way of Drippe. So for him, that was just bread and butter.
Yeah, I think it was unlucky, really unlucky there, because I think the Scarf with a double touch. I don't think he predicted the second touch. I don't think he wanted the second touch, but it did set up Drippe for that goal, and I bet he'd be kicking himself for that one. And here comes Drippe again, now 2 goals down, but we've seen what they're capable of. Mind frequency, they can come back. It's still early, 3 goals in it, and that almost goes in. Scarf trying to clear it, instead goes for the block instead. Now Torsos is up, and this is just taken away for the win.
Yeah, look, this is definitely Cringe Society putting their foot down. And that is easy for Torsos as well. Had plenty of time to choose where he wanted to put that. And this is them just capitalizing on the pressure and the, I guess, in some instances, the disorganization of the defense. You've got players double committing. You've got big holes being left in the defense.
Like
and
that.
again there,
Yeah.
Decker, he's just first that ball and he's just waiting in the middle of the field. He's not really doing anything special for it. It's just getting cleared straight into him. Double commit there again.
Yeah, and Scarf just leaving himself in the middle of nowhere as well. He had no boost and flips well away from the ball and gets capitalized on it. You know, up against a Cringe Society, which looks like the best team now in the tournament. It's looking really strong for them, and you know, it's really hard to see Mind Frequency go down 4-0. They don't deserve to be down 4-0, but they're allowing these chances for you know, Cringe Society to take their win, and they're doing it. You know, they're not going to give them an easy way out. You know, if they're going to give these opportunities to them, they're going to capitalize on it, and that's really showing. 4 goals and 4 opportunities.
Ooh, very nearly another redirect there from Amphis, but they've got a long way to go. They're 4 goals down. You're right. It's going to be tough. And from a Mind Frequency perspective, this is probably where they're going, all right, if we can get some goals here, build some momentum back into this, we might not win this game, but we can build our confidence back. And surely their confidence was riding high after that last game victory, and that doesn't do them any favours as well. You can see they pushed numbers so far forward that Drippe, a simple clearance as Torsos pushes that ball on. Drippe capitalises, just puts that ball in the back of the net. So that really disheartens the team that's only just building their way back into it. And yeah, this is probably where the next couple minutes for Mind Frequency are just going to be building confidence back into the game.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, 5-0 is a massive scoreline, especially for the finals. But, you know, we did see them go down in Game 1 and then come back in Game 2 and then obviously go down in Game 3. But hopefully we can see them come back in Game 4. You know, just because they lost, you can see it didn't really affect their momentum too much when they came back in that next game. So let's just hope they shake it off for Game 3 and come back a hell of a lot stronger in Game 4. I know Kenny's ready for it. Scarf and Amphis are all ready for it. You know, and they're definitely demonstrating some great plays, some great teamwork, and they deserve to be here in the finals.
Certainly do. Now, what can Mind Frequency do? We saw them have a few chances here and there. They were few and far between, no? So, that being said, you're never going to get a wealth of chances against a team of Cringe Society's caliber because they're not going to give you those opportunities. So, it's just about getting the fundamentals right, getting the basics. That's a good infield pass there. Amphis slots that one away. And maybe that's what they needed. A little bit more of that. Just a simple, short passing play results in a goal. And that is great work. As Drippe, there's not a lot he could do about that.
Yeah, you can see this time they didn't go for the backboard attempt off that clearance from Torsos. They went straight for the midfield pass, but when Torsos pulls himself away from the goal to clear the ball out, and you can see the boys just playing it straight back in the midfield for Amphis. The Amphis just nails one in the top right-hand corner. Awesome play from them. I don't see them coming back, though, to be honest. There's still a minute left. Anything can happen, I suppose, but that was a great touch from Torsos if you had been able to pull that one off, but unfortunately, didn't have enough boost to correct himself. Now here comes Scarf. Over the top, and Torsos says, no thanks, mate. That is going well out of our half.
Yeah, it'd be, I guess, a calamity of epic proportions if Cringe Society were to lose this. In fact, they'd probably rename themselves to Fringe Society because they'd be going a bit emo. But in terms of now just guiding their way back into it, Mind Frequency, look, we saw a lot out of Amphis. His production rate's quite good. His redirects, you know, he's got a good sense of where that ball needs to be at the right time. So for him, it's, you know, looking to marshal the troops around him. Scarf and Kenny, we've seen a lot of Kenny, mainly because of that cat, I reckon. But
yeah,
he's been putting in a good shift. So it is now a 2-1 scoreline in favour of the series for Cringe Society. So a best-of-7 final. Still got a bit of time to work their way back into it. But, yeah, it's going to be a long road for them.
Yeah, it's a bit of ping-pong action here. I think it's going to wind down the clock, get on with the games, and Torsos just trying to demonstrate a nice little aerial play, but Amphis says you're not going to slam that one on us right at the end of the field there. So that was a great game for Cringe Society, Game 3 to them. That's 2-1 up in a best-of-7 series Awesome stuff from them. Obviously, that wasn't expected to be 5-1 in Game 3, but that is the scoreline. I think Mindfreakers are going to dust off the beating they just copped and come back in Game 4 and hopefully give a better outcome than that.
Yeah, look, I think in games 2 and 3 in the best of 7 series, it can be a little bit of a lull because some teams, if they do get their backs put up against the wall, it's non-consequential. You don't lose a best of 7 series in games 2 and 3. You don't win a series in games 2 and 3 either. So it's games 4, 5, 6, 7, and whatnot that actually are really where teams it's either do or die, or there's a chance that they can build some momentum and try and build themselves back in for those last couple of games. So yeah, games 2 and 3, I guess a blowout, not the best news for Mind Frequency, but it's also not really consequential for them either. It's easy to reset from a bad game 2 and 3.
Yeah, we did see that in Game 1. They did take the L in Game 1. Mindfreakers, they came back in Game 2 with a 3-1 win, and obviously going down 5-1 in the third series. So third game.
Spaceship behind us.
Is there something behind us now?
There is a spaceship behind us. I actually like the donuts.
Do you like the donut one? You prefer the donut one behind us. But yeah, I look forward to seeing. Hopefully, Mind Frequency. I like to see you guys in the chat. I know you guys are still there. You're still kicking and supporting your team. Let us know who you guys think are going to win. And if you guys want to see Mind Frequency come back in Game 4, I'd love to see it. But here we go. Game 4 is going to kick off. And now we're going to see a standing kickoff or another fast Torsos goal. Now this is going to be pinched well down into Mind Frequency's half. He's going to grab the boost there, Amphis. Try his best for aerial, but Dekus has gone straight for a demo. But Torsos, no one really been seen. It's going to be centered to Drippe. Drippe's going to pop it up. He's going up again for his second touch. Does well. It's going to be coming around to Kenny. Kenny misses. Oh, it was a bad read from Kenny, but it looked like it could almost be deadly. It was so close. An opportunity missed there for GenerOZity, and I suppose Kenny be wiping the sweat off his forehead for that one.
Certainly could be. As Torsos, I mean, he's always a threat, no matter where he is on the field. Drippe just waiting for Torsos to take that one over, actually.
That just goes to show that.
Yeah, they're on the same wavelength always. That comes from playing with a certain teammate for a long period of time. And they did. They had a lot of their career together. And when they get back together, when the band gets back together, it's like everyone knows all the notes. Everyone knows how to play together. It's just a question of just tweaking some things here and there, getting the timings right. So again, they're looking good. They're warming their way into this series, and that last game, that was probably them just warming their way in, and just a showing of force is what's needed as well. But I wouldn't put it past Mind Frequency. We saw in Game 2, they're capable of it.
They are definitely capable of it. They did do a 3-1 win in Game 2, and it's a minute and a half gone on the clock, and that was a weird camera transition, but that was Drippe high in the sky, and looks like they're going for a demo tactic. I did see Kenny trying his best as a demo that last defender, but couldn't quite get it. And here comes Decker, trying his best. Kenny's going to pop it to the backfield. No double touch from him, but Amphis is getting a double commit there from GenerOZity, trying to block him. I think they know he's a bit of a danger one when he gets up high. We've seen him doing the double touches, the backboard touches. He can get the angle, so I think they're trying to cover that one down because it is still 0-0. There's still a chance for them now. Mindfreakers because he's trying their best, but read well by Decker. Now Kenny on the back foot, trying his best, but well defended. He's trying to be centered, but he gets bumped well out of there. Now Kenny's going to go for a dribble. Drippe just demos him hard. Going the full boost. Amphis, we've seen what he can do from the ceiling, but well read from Decker.
Yeah, Decker, when he's playing fast, he's probably at his best, but also he needs a bit of confidence to back that as well, because we've seen him perform at some really dizzying heights. And obviously, as we said, with some really experienced hands next to him in Torsos and Drippe, probably allowed to play his game a little bit more. And as we said, that comes with some high expectations, though.
Yeah, it really does. But he's really stepping up tonight to show that he's capable of playing alongside these two amazing RLCS players. And, they've achieved a lot over their careers. And to see Decker in there and Jules as well, obviously as a sub, can't forget about Jules. And, it's great to see them mixing up the combinations and changing it up. And, again, they're really showing how good they are as a three and a trio. So it's great to see. But is there going to be a team out there? Can we see Mind Freaks really put them on the back foot and put a stop to the RLCS domination?
Well, it has been 3 minutes so far of non-action. There's been a bit of action, but not so much in front of goalmouth as we've seen in previous games. So Amphis just trying to open up some space here, taking out Drippe, and funnily enough, that just resets him, puts him in the right spot to get in front of that ball. But now, some defending needing to be done here by... Ooh, okay, Amphis. amping it up a little bit.
That is the second time Amphis has pulled one of these away. First one was right on the halfway line. This time right on the edge of the box and nails it just in the corner. And Decker did not expect that to happen. I don't think anyone did besides Amphis. But how did he just pull that one off?
Oh my. His redirects have been on point, and that one was no exception. That had to have been the faintest of touches as well, because that really didn't look like it redirected a whole lot off what was a fairly standard touch, so I'm not sure what happened there. But he's doing quite well, Amphis. He's been quite a thorn in the side of Cringe Society. And he gets them their first goal and a 1-goal lead.
Yeah, here comes Scarth up the sidewall. Torsos is already there, sends it straight towards the midfield. Decker's up. Doesn't quite get the touch, Kenny, that he wanted, but here comes Amphis again. Drippe is just going to center it. Oh, here comes Decker. Open net, pretty much, and Decker capitalizes on that one.
Yeah, that was a great pass as well. You could see how far the defender had to travel to even be equal that contest. Scarth, no real chance for him at all. Decker had so much speed on that and all the time in the world to pick his place.
Yeah, you can see Drippe there. Instead of going for the angle towards the sidewall or up the back wall, straight towards the center, and Decker, with the speed and determination and the accuracy, nails that one. Awesome stuff there. 1-1 apiece. Interesting game we have on our hands now, and Mind Frequency being that one up, now being to the tied situation. We're going to see maybe a bit of, like, just getting bumped everywhere.
Just get out, cleaning shop.
Here comes Amphis now in the midfield. Drippe's there already. Good block from Amphis. Now Kenny, 16 boosts, 18 boosts, gets the demo.
Ooh.
That's what we were talking about. They're getting that extra demo. It's all about the mind games, the fakes, you know, the drop down stealing shots, and of course the redirect we see from Amphis. You know, where are they going to put it? You know, that's the thing. That is Kenny. Kenny. He nails it, and he has the fish explosion. Have I only just noticed that? I think I probably only just did.
Drippe misses that. That's so uncharacteristic of Drippe, just to not get there. I'm not sure. I didn't have a boost monitor on him, but he may have run out. So that is
The sneaky salmon does it again.
He sneaks one in.
Just enough speed and accuracy to put that in on the near post. And here comes Scarf. 2-1 up now for Mind Frequency. Now, they definitely bounce back from game 3. Better performance from them, more defensive positions from them, and not allowing Torsos to just demo them freely in the back line. This is going to be an awesome matchup. 2 seconds left on the clock. Amphis is up, trying to put it down. They're trying to keep it up here. Cringe Society to stop them from going down this game. Can they score a buzzer beater? We haven't seen one here tonight, but it is going to go down to Mind Frequency for game 4, 2-2 apiece. We have an absolutely unreal final on our hands.
We certainly do, and I think it's safe to say that Cringe Society have some work in front of them. Mind Frequency work their way back into it, just like you worked your way through that donut over the course of
We'll
this.
go there.
It's taken you a few hours now, but I think I slammed one in the break of a game, but you like to enjoy yours a little bit too much. But Mind Frequency, they got themselves ahead here. It's now effectively, it's a best of 3. It's a best of 3 now because it's 2-2 apiece in the series, so 2 games each, and this could be an upset if Mind Frequency take out Cringe Society.
Yeah, that'll be the biggest upset, I think, of the entire tournament. We're talking about in qualifying day 1. Qualifying day 1 when Rancid Rats did capitalize on the Cringe Society 3-0 in a best-of-5 series. That was the biggest upset we've seen. But now in the final, to see another team, a completely new team against Cringe Society, you know, they're not in the lead, though. We can't put too much on them, but they're not in the lead. It is, like you said, best of 3 now. But they're in a good position. They're in a really good position, you know? We thought, you know, you said the game's going to be decided in game 5, 6, and 7, and that's what it is right now.
Yeah, this is where it's game time now. 5, 6, 7, 8.
8.
Donut.
8 donut, yeah. We're talking about now it's everything to lose. Any small chances, got to capitalize on it because that is a great save from Kenny, by the way. Yeah, he managed to just flip in that in the nick of time. That was going straight in from Torsos. Now here comes Torsos again, trying to drop it down to the midfield for what looks like maybe a Drippe or Decker, but Amphis reads it well, does get the flip reset, won't quite get the second touch on it though. Here comes Kenny trying his best. Now it does come down, you don't want to be dropping in a game now, it is a best of 3. This is it. This is getting close to the final, the champions lifting up the cup. This is going to be it. Only 2 games to win left. Here comes Scarf. Doesn't quite get the Drippe there. Will the experience come over all? Torsos now going for the back ball, but Kenny going to clear that one well away. Drippe is going to come forward for this one. Gets a touch. Doesn't go for the boomer, but gets himself launched. by Amphis, I believe, and almost managed to get back for a defensive save off the bump. That was crazy. I don't know how he managed to do that. Amphis just launched him halfway across the field, and he almost pulls out a save.
Yeah, look, he's done some crazy things, Amphis. He's had a good series, I dare say. And they're going to need more out of him, though. That's the thing. They're going to need a few more goals, a few more redirects here as well. Decker just looking to pass that ball infield. And, well, no one was there, but that's a good clearance from Torsos. Just buys him a little bit of time as he's now out of boost and actually has to go forward to get that. So, Scarf will put that ball into the danger area. Decker should deal with that. We've seen a few uncharacteristic misses, I think, too, from Cringe Society, where they normally would be able to clear that ball. They haven't done so. That's actually let Mind Frequency back in, and there's a chance, but no one's on that. Again, another miss.
Yeah, you can see both Mind Frequency players on the defensive half, and none of them push forward. Maybe they're just trying to play a little bit defensive and see how the game goes. Like we said, they've only need to capitalize on one goal and hold back. So maybe, like I said, best defense is the best offense. And we see Torsos trying to go up. Drippe with a touch to the ceiling, dropping it down early for Decker. Great touch there from Decker, but both players again on the line. And here comes Decker with the bump. Open net for Drippe, and that is an awesome play from Cringe Society.
Yeah, and even further back from that, Drippe got a little bit of a bump there as well to set himself up, give himself some space. But Decker, he just clears the way, opens up the gates, and
clearing the snow.
First goal. Yeah,
plowing. Plowing. Yeah, clearing that snow. Get out of here.
He is straight plowing.
Oh, Amp is so unlucky on the redirect there. If it was on target, it was a certain goal. Here comes Kenny. That pinch backwards is not what he wanted. Decker is up, but it is cleared wide. Now, Drippe going for the double touch. Cleared out well by Kenny. Scarf, good redirect from him. Does put it downfield. Torsos just flipping his way forward. Trying his best. But no real touches from him. Drippe is up. Gets the boost. Now we take a touch. He does. Torsos going for the demo, but doesn't get any, but doesn't need it. Decker's got the rebound.
That's right. Long range shot as well. Just cannons that one, bottom left corner. And big commitments coming out from the defense. And they do not manage to get there in time. Couldn't get there, couldn't beat him.
Yeah, you can see Amphis trying to cover the near post, but Decker, great vision to go for the far post there instead of going for the near post. And Amphis just couldn't quite get the angle to close it down. Now here comes Torsos from the ceiling, but Kenny is right up there to touch that one away. Here comes Amphis. Again, we've seen the way he can do aerials, and this is no different. Great stuff from him, but wasn't really too dangerous for Cringe Society. Torsos is up. Another great clearance. And centered well down. Now Amphis is in a lot of trouble here. Tosses it down to Torsos. Great save from Amphis. And Mind Frequency just can wipe the sweat off again. But Drippe, Amphis again with another great save. Amphis is on absolute fire in the defense. Scarf pushing it forward. 2 goals down, 2 minutes to go. Still got time to come back here, Mind Frequency.
Certainly do. Now, Kenny Salmon, we saw him. He was instrumental in Mind Frequency's charge, but he was combining quite well with Amphis, pictured here on screen. So those two are getting going, but Amphis might actually try and start something himself. Slammed away on that backboard. Torsos is having none of that today. And they're looking far stronger now in this game 5 than they have in the previous 2. Cringe Society, and well, great infield passing there. Shot is going to be too high, as Kenny Salmon wasn't taking his chances whatsoever. There's a chance now. Amphis could be passing, but he opts to shoot.
Yeah, that's great vision from Torsos. Could see that the flick, Amphis gets the first touch and goes for the flick, and Torsos already there, jumping, tries to predict it, and Drippe, last man on the line, and does well to clear that away. Now Drippe is going forward. Amphis with a great touch. Scarf is a little bit on the back foot there. He was facing the wrong way. It could have been an awesome redirect, but unfortunately for Mind Frequency, he was on the different direction there. So Scarf now, what can he make of this? Drippe saying, no thanks, mate. You guys can both stay down that way. Decker's going to push this one forward. Torsos is ready, and he's going to take it.
Torsos, he's always ready for an opportunity like that as well. So Decker, some good work here. Just managing to get that ball with that second touch. Huge pass. And there wasn't anything that Torsos needed to do. Just get a ball in the back of the net. That Dominus making it so easy.
Yeah, you can see Decker there as well. It's really hard to get that flip, jump out, hit the ball, but then flip towards the wall to get the traction again to touch it down. That was awesome stuff from Decker there for the control along that wall. That was great stuff. Now here comes Scarf and Amphis, both up for it, down low, and Amphis getting the win, but it does look like a far-fetched chance for them to come back from this one.
Yeah, they've given themselves a chance at least, though. So we're going to need to see another goal very, very quickly. because obviously they need to find some time then in theory, if they're going to get themselves an equaliser. So there's still a lot of goals that are required from Mind Frequency, but that's better than nothing.
Yeah, that is right. I mean, at one taste, like we said, they do go down a game, come back and win. Will we see the same thing again? Amphis, long, backboard, Scarf, going to back out. He has no boost.
Oh.
Amphis, again. Oh. What a backboard read from Amphis. He's on fire tonight with those redirects.
I'll tell you what, though. What happened here, Drippe? He's not reading it that well off the backboard. That's the second time we've seen him come in. And
Last
unfortunately
man.
missed that ball as the last player. And like he's normally Mr. Dependable. He's probably one of the most mechanical players in the region. Obviously at the top of the region for quite some time. And he misses that one. So uncharacteristic from him, but it's still not over. They're not going to lose. They still need to concede another goal, but that is a great way to reply.
Yeah,
Torsos shuts the gate.
Yeah, Torsos, that was a great finish from him. High and too high for Amphis, I believe it was. You know, we've seen Amphis being able to get up for most of the balls tonight, but not that one. Pinches it with the crossbar, down and in, and that will be Cringe Society's win for this Game 5.
And it will be. Tell you what, though, Mind Frequency, making them sweat for it.
I thought it might have been 2 seconds to go. It would be one hell of a hope for Mind Frequency, but that would be it for Game 5. Now, Mind Frequency back to the drawing board for their last effort to win this final.
Yeah, look, this is now where it gets hot. This is where it really heats up for Mind Frequency. And Cringe Society, obviously, they only need one more game to take out this series. And obviously take out the Fire and Rescue Charity Cup. But in Mind Frequency's eyes, it's certainly doable. They were able to work their way back into a match where, you know, I thought they were down and out. So, look, it's doable for them. They just probably need to up the tempo a little bit. You need to play at a pace that's a little bit higher against players of this caliber. So I think from Cringe Society's perspective, all they needed to do was get the win. They probably took their foot off the gas as well a little bit there, knowing that they had a big buffer in terms of goals. So,
yeah,
you know, probably eased up a little bit, didn't play at the same sort of pace that they wanted to, or they were for the previous part of the match. But, yeah, look, Cringe Society, I think they're in the pole position to take this one out. And from Mind Frequency's perspective, it's within reach. They just need to find, you know, more ways of reaching Amphis. And Scarth and Kenny Salmon have been providing good service, but we saw prime examples of it earlier. You know, Decker was perfect in his passing to Torsos. All Torsos had to do was turn up.
Yeah.
So that's the level of service they were receiving in this Cringe Society.
You know, when you got players at that caliber, being able to just put it on a platter for your teammates, like they don't even have to do much. He's going to be in the right position at the right time, and it's just an easy one to be put in. And that was a prime example of Decker's pass to Torsos for there, and just how well they're gelling together, and just how well mechanically they are together. And it's just so good to watch both these teams battle it out for this final. And here we go, Decker trying his best again with no boost, pushing well far forward here with no boost. But here comes Drippe, backboard. Torsos is up at Scarf. Better clearance this time from him. Decker's not going to go up for it. Kenny goes up the wall. Kind of leaves himself a little short there. Now Scarf. Not much. Amphis. We've seen a lot of him. What can he do now? This has to be, he has to put a lot in, but they're not going to give him any time. Drippe pushing that one away. I think they're starting to understand that Amphis is a real threat to their offensive line. Here we go. Up. Centered. Torsos. Good passing play from them. Decker a little bit too far forward when he landed. Couldn't get the touch on goals. And here comes Amphis with another great aerial. He's really displaying his mechanical stuff here, but shut down. Torsos sitting there waiting for the ball. Cleared out by Kenny. He's just going to take a bit of time now as it slowly progresses. Torsos takes the boost. That cat noise is back. For those who are trying to listen, makes you laugh every time you hear it.
That's it. The question on everybody's lips is, can Mind Frequency get themselves back into this series? It's series point now for Cringe Society. And Mind Frequency, they've got a lot of work to do, but Decker just looking to find a way through. Tried to pop that one over the top here, but Amphis, he's been good so far in this series. Not going to be good enough to get past Drippe, though. Not with something like that. Yeah, it has to be something special to beat Drippe usually. Although we have seen him make a few mistakes, so certainly not going to rule it out.
Slippery fish that he is, coming in with the first goal of Game 6. What an absolute effort. Scarf, instead of going for the backboard attempt, goes for the center, and just Decker comes out early and does not get the angle. Great speed from Kenny.
Certainly was. That is exactly the reply that Mind Frequency wanted. And, well, we have a game on our hands. And
Here
Now
comes.
it's on Cringe Society to make their way back in.
Yep, here comes Scarf. Looks like an open net, but Torsos manages to get back. Scarf with no boost. I think that was a defining factor there for them. No boost for him and couldn't quite get the speed he needed to put it past Torsos as he was trying to fly back in his rotation there. But here comes Kenny. Good little touch there. Amphish trying to reverse. He's going to go up the wall. No. He's going to play a little mind game. Great flick. No boost, though. Doesn't need it. Can he get the demo? Doesn't need it either. Amphish goes the entire field.
My goodness, he's actually having a ripper series. He's played so well. Some of the redirects coming out from him, even then managing to dribble it across the line with no boost whatsoever.
Yep.
That's not an easy feat. He does squeeze it in the bottom corner, and it does also squeeze the 2-goal lead out for Mind Frequency.
Yeah, that was great work. You can see Kenny trying his best to give Amphish an open net, and a little bit too fast, but still, Amphish didn't need it. He manages to gain that confidence and just pressure it, force it into that near post, and does well to give his team a 2-goal lead here. Drippe now, what can they do? How can they retaliate from this? Will the experience come into play here? Torsos gets himself bumped out the way. Kenny, again, slippery fish, launches it downfield. Drippe's going to touch it wide, but no one there for Cringe Society. Now they're on the back foot again. Kenny, again, centered. It's just constant centering. Now Mind Frequency seems to be the better team right now.
They certainly have the ascendancy, that's for sure. Now, can Drippe inspire something? As we said, the players on Cringe Society, quite storied players. We know that these sort of pressure situations, they've been here before. They've done this before. So the question is, can they do it in this time slot? I think that is a great start with Decker, just putting that one away. Had a lot of time to do so as well. You can see even Drippe there looking for that bump in the net. And even if he doesn't get that bump, what he's been able to do is just disrupt the concentration.
It's the mind games. It is the mind games, man. We were talking about it all night. It's the mind games of 2020. It's, having Drippe flying at you when your teammate is going up for an error and you're the last man and you got Drippe flying at you in your defense line. It is daunting. Whether he gets a touch on you or not, you have to jump one way or the other because he's going to demo you. Torsos again, another demo this time on Kenny. But what can they do? Mind Frequency, 2-1 up still. Amphish, what can he get? Going for the dribble. But Drippe maintains his height and manages to clear that one away. Kenny, backboard, but cleared out well by Drippe. Or Decker, I think it was, sorry. Here comes Drippe this time. Scarf on their backboard. They are doing really well to read the clearances from Cringe Society. I'm going to have to give it to Mind Frequency. You can see it. Mind Frequency, sorry. You can see them just waiting for them to hit it and just always seem to be there to keep it down that end of the half.
Well, now they need to give themselves some space here. They've got the lead, but one goal is not going to be enough against a team like Cringe Society. It's definitely not going to be, not in his last 52 seconds as Amphish. We've seen him again just now playing provider. Scarf, shot on net, pushed away by Torsos though. So they are reading him quite well, and they're playing off Amphish excellently. I think he's sort of the linchpin in this Mind Frequency lineup, and the way he's been able to just get on the end of passes, find the way to redirect that ball into the right areas, and even look for passes himself as opposed to shooting. He's actually been a real live wire.
Oh, that was a dangerous clear by Kenny, but Amphish is lucky to be there. Does get the flip reset. We didn't quite see it on the camera, though, but he does get the flip reset and a slight touch, but no real pressure from him, though. Here comes Kenny, another lob down the field. Amphish again tries to redirect. At this point, they're just trying to keep it high, keep it down the other end of the field. They've got it. They've got the 1-goal lead. Now, what can they do? Will experience come here? Will we see a deadline? Oh, that is awesome from Frequency to maintain it and get that ball to the ground. Woo!
Okay. This is probably going to go to a Game 7 at this rate.
I think my fingers for this one, mate. Woo! I tell you what, this is, it's pretty much the perfect thing you can ask for. A best-of-7 match in the finals, going to a best-of-7 game. Going down to Game 6 now, 3-3 apiece. Winner takes all now, right?
Yep.
Ties up. Whoever wins this game wins the Rocket League Fire and Rescue Charity Cup. It's been going over for 3 days, and this is an unreal matchup we have here. Mind Frequency really showing that doesn't matter if they go down a goal, go down a game. They come back, go down again, come back, go down again, and come back. Now, will they turn the tides on them and actually get the first win for the first time tonight?
Yeah, Game 7 is going to be a completely different kettle of fish, I feel, as though, we saw Cringe Society put their foot down
Yep.
in, I think it was Game 3.
Yep.
And that's where you really saw the difference in the two teams. But since then, Mind Frequency haven't allowed that to happen. They haven't been beaten into the ball, into the challenges as readily as they have been in previous matches, should I say. So for them, they're looking good. They're actually looking really good. GenerOZity probably have dropped off a little bit as well, but they're going to need to amp it up again in game number 7. So this is it. This is for all the marbles.
Yeah, this will be a lot of pressure. We'll experience all the pressure of being, that one game away and then losing it, and now having to try and get that one game again. Will that pressure on Torsos, Drippe, and Deca be too much? And will Mind Frequency take the win over, GenerOZity? We're going to have to see. And we're going to have to see if Amphis can just pull one out for his team, or the slippery fish again, doing something for Mind Frequency. This is going to be an absolutely awesome game. Here we go, Deca. Another stock standing kickoff. Bit of back and forth action. But we don't want to see them, overcommitting, the double commits, or the backboard misses. We've seen that from Drippe in the last game. That cost them the goal. Yeah. We don't want to see that. Torsos with 3 on the line. Look at Mind Frequency, just putting everything they can, engines and everything, in that way of that ball to try and stop that from going in. And awesome defense there from Mind Frequency. Now Drippe is on the attack, doesn't get the touch. That's what we're saying, but doesn't need it. It's going to go push wide. And it's been uncharacteristic. We've been saying it all night about Drippe. Maybe he's a little bit off. I'm not too sure. We have seen him capitalize on some games, and some games have been a little bit off.
Yeah, look, some days you have off days.
Yeah.
Mine are usually the days that end in wide, but either way, you've got to be able to just get in there and contribute. And Drippe, obviously, you don't want to lose the game on the back of a mistake, but I'm not going to put Drippe on that sort of plane, because we know that he's a super storied player and super experienced as well. So be able to get himself in and bounce back. So that Drippe-Torsos combination, that's going to be called upon here in this this final game of the series.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, guys. Drippe is a talented player, and that's why we have such high hopes for him and, high expectations. I think a lot of people do, and he has high expectations for himself as well. And, to see an RLCS player, the only OCE player to go overseas as well. So, huge effort to Drippe and what he's done for the Oceanic region, massive. And that is a great shot from Kenny, but Torsos with an unbelievable save. Now Drippe trying his best. Another great touch. Good second block there. Coming down. Good save from Kenny. Does well. Now Drippe gets a good little pinch off the wall. It is centered, but cleared out well by Kenny. Now Scarf trying. Deca, what are you going to do? Pinch it. 50-50, straight up in the air. Amphis is there. Torsos a little bit too slow, too far forward. Now, Torsos grabs that back boost. Trying to boost up him. Kenny with a massive launch downfield, but Deca's ready to read it. Over the top of the defender, but played straight into the path for the next. Now Drippe, another long one. The last half the game gone already. Where's it gone? This has just been back and forth.
It's been back and forth. And here we go. Deca slides that one in, and that is the opener. Probably not the one they envisaged, but they'll take it, as he does manage to beat Scarf. Where are you, son? Where did you go?
I think he was a little bit too far on the far post there for Deca. I don't think anyone expected Deca to get the touch on that. He does spin all the way around the ball and knock it in. So unfortunately for Scarf, was a little bit bad position defensively for him. And now the double commit for the knock there. It's a little bit mindful. Just need to calm it down, take a breath. They're capable of scoring goals. We've seen it. 2.5 minutes to go. Plenty of time for them. He's going to calm it down. Cool, calm, collected. Let's see what they can do. Scarf, good touch there. Drippe going to steal the boost. Has total confidence in Deca to take the touch there and doesn't. Now they're 2v1, but Drippe is going to give him time to get back. Sorry, Torsos is going to give him time to get back.
And there's another chance here for
Amphis.
Oh my.
There's a good retaliation there from Mind Freaks. We've come back twice. You've scored on us. You've taken games from us. We've come back. You take another game from us, we come back. You score on us in the last game, we come back. We now have a tie game on our hands. Amphis, honestly, I'm going to have to say, has been the MVP for me so far in this whole series.
Yeah. If you're talking about individual impact, you can't go past Amphis. Even if he is eventually on the losing side, I mean, he's been huge. So, yeah, very difficult to go past him. And as I said, he's been a linchpin of Mind Frequency. So let's see if he can continue that good form. It is back to 1 apiece now, minute 48 to play. So all the marbles are on the table. The question is, who's going to collect the payday?
That is exactly right. And I'm sure Torsos is furious about the situation right now. I'm sure we're going to see some more demos from him. Oh, Torsos doesn't get the best, but leaves an open net for Deca. Was it a fake? I'd probably say that we'd call it a fake. Maybe. But great lead for Deca nonetheless. Open net. Not sure what Kennedy's doing there, though.
Yeah, look, all Torsos needed to do was be present. Yeah, and you're right. Kenny was probably caught napping there, so He probably needed to be swimming a little bit further upstream.
Yeah, here comes Scarf. Doesn't even get close to a touchdown. Now Amphis doesn't get a touch either. What's going on here? A little bit of mind frequency, kind of a bit of a whiff. I think before Kenny thought that the pinch was going to happen, but it doesn't happen at all and just drops down in front of net. I mean, you know, at this kind of level, being 1-1, keeping that goal secure is #1 over boost. I think everyone can say that. Boost over ball is not the option you want to do. Now, Amphis, are you joking? Amphis with a flip reset and goes over all 3 defenders.
This man is on fire. This is a goal for the ages. Dear me.
That would have to be the best goal of the entire tournament across all 3 days. At this time in need for mind frequency, Amphis pulls that out.
Oh my goodness.
That is disgusting. In the nicest possible way.
Yeah.
That is dirty.
Get this man a donut.
Seriously, he needs it. Kenny trying his effort to put his team in the lead. Not going to happen. Cleared out, it's up, it's going to bounce down. Now the pressure is on Cringe Society. Decker, good little touch. Amphis going to play it back for Kenny. He does well. Bopped off to the left. Scarf is there, centers it for Kenny. It's there, but not quite centered for Amphis. And now Amphis is going to go back. Stay forward. Scarf is there. Kenny, again, a little bit too far forward on the defensive line. I think he needs to drop back a little bit, in my own opinion, but that's my own opinion. Now, Decker, too fast and too speedy. Gets it in the lead. 30 seconds left.
And we've got a game on our hands. Drippe, great pass from him. Decker meets that one with some speed. But it's the little things that are counting. It's the Torsos going around, harassing the back line, taking all the boost, keeping them low, making sure they have to bunch up in that net. And that means that they're going to be slow to that ball. That's exactly what happened. So Drippe is just having to push that one away. Not long left here. What have mind frequency got left in the tank?
Oh my God, Amphis with a hat trick. Are you joking? Kenny off the backboard and again with a double touch over Drippe and Amphis. What a read.
Oh my goodness.
Are you serious?
All right. Now we got a game on our hands.
Oh my God. I am lost for words. Amphis, Scarf, can mind frequency take the W here? Now, they're going to go for the defensive effort. Amphis trying to clear it. Kenny does well here. 1 second left on the clock. It's still in the air. Drippe pushing it wide. Will it go to OT? Amphis is trying his best to get to OT. Decker going to play it towards the midfield. Torsos is there. It's played wide and Drippe is going to take a touch. And we do have overtime on our hands. Next goal wins.
Game 7 overtime. Fire and Rescue Charity Cup. Here we go. Mind Frequency versus Cringe Society. What have we got left? This game is delivered so far as Torsos delivers a blow to Scarf, but it's all about Amphis right now, and he has been instrumental for Mind Frequency, looking for Kenny Salmon.
Oh, Kenny Salmon! Oh my God, Kenny Salmon! The slippery fish takes it for Mind Frequency. I can guarantee right now they are losing their mind.
Oh my, they've even left the match. Torsos is out. My goodness, that is a huge upset. And it was all about Amphis. He's not even here. He's disappeared.
They've left. They've just up and left. Scarf's the last one remaining.
Oh no.
I cannot believe what we just witnessed.
Amphis was the perfect distraction. It allowed Kenny Salmon to get himself a dribble into the back of that net.
I honestly believe that that's what Cringe Society had on their mind. You know, the last couple of seconds, obviously, into the overtime, you see Kenny going up for a pass, maybe to Amphis, but it says controls the ball well under pressure and dribbles it right into the top right-hand corner of the goals.
Oh, that is nutty. Like, some of those goals, given the context, insane.
That is, I am lost for words. That is by far one of the best finals I have witnessed in a long time. In a very, very long time. Not just this tournament alone. That is, Amphis is probably the best solo display of skill mechanically. And honestly, MVP goes to Amphis for the entire tournament, in my opinion. I'm not sure what anyone else would say, but honestly, Amphis and Kenny, it's just that forward line, slippery fish, getting those touches needed. That was insane. Honestly, guys, well, that will wrap up in unbelievable fashion for the Fire and Rescue Charity Cup. I don't think there's anything much to say. Thank you for everyone who has participated in the games, the sponsors, and all that kind of stuff. That will wrap it up. Honestly, Amphis is... I'm already getting tweets from Amphis right now.
Okay.
I'll read out what Amphis is telling me. He's hitting me up on Discord right now. I got 51 notifications on Discord. Weird flex, I know. I'm going to read it out for... If it comes through, I think he posted it somewhere to me in a group chat. I think I've got him in here.
We're going to try and get him in for an interview.
Are we going to try and get him in?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. This is like some ghetto production. But
All right.
This is exactly what I like.
Do we want to get Amphis in or the entire team? I think the entire team.
Up to you. So what we're going to do is if you can get them on a Discord call, we're going to bring them up to the microphone on one of these PCs. Okay. Are you logged in?
Not on this one,
Can
no.
you invite them to... Here we go. We're getting them in. We're going to join a call.
Okay, yeah, bring up yours, yeah.
Yeah.
We should be able to call that one. If we can get the... I think...
I'm just going to start
Let's give a
that
call.
voice
This is unbelievable.
So
This
we're
is
going
actually...
on this PC.
Oh,
get some audio.
let me decline that for me. I might have to... Oh,
Yep. So we've got to choose our...
I'm so confused on that whole terminology.
So we go...
Oh, okay, right. So this is going to be my one here.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Right, let's
Okay.
try and join this call
So I'm
real
getting
quick.
audio on this PC.
Right, let
But
me
it's
just try and
coming-
get this.
I think it's coming through the monitor.
I think, is that better?
I think I can hear them through the monitor.
So there's going to be my microphone here, I think.
Yeah, so I'm going to set it as the black magic.
I think we're going to get Amphis in here to talk about what just happened.
Yeah.
If you guys, I'll try and talk this out. If you guys are just tuning in for the first time and just wondering what just happened, we did just finish up the finals for the Fire and Rescue Charity Cup, where Mind Frequency did just do one of the biggest comebacks I've seen in a long time final, to score in the last 15 seconds of a match and then take out overtime with an unbelievable dribble by Kenny the Salmon. It was actually mind-blowing, or Mind Frequency. They had the chemistry and the minds together to put an absolute win away for them. And honestly, we're trying to get the players here to talk about how excited they are about winning, and obviously all that. I know Amphis was messaging me before the tournament started, and we got the camera crew guys here trying to work out how we're going to get Discord on this.
Here we go.
Should I just...
Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go.
Okay, can we... Okay, I think we're good. I can hear myself back, but that'll be fine. Amphis, are you there, mate? How are you, mate? Good, mate. How you feeling? You're surprised? Why is that?
Do you want to mute this side?
We brought it back.
So what was going through your mind? Let's just take it back to game one, right? What was going through your mind? Obviously, at the start of the tournament, you guys went up against PGWK. You know, Protecting Gear, Worn on Knees was the name of the team. How did you guys go against that? Because we didn't cast that game, so give us a bit of a rundown on how that went down. I can't hear him, by the way. Sorry?
Yeah, I'll mute you.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay. I need to hear myself. That's
There you
fine.
go. I got you.
Cool.
Here we go. We're good.
Okay, yeah. So, sorry, what was that, Amphis?
Yeah, we just beat them.
Yeah, solid effort, mate, obviously. There's no other way to put it, I guess. But obviously...
They were all right.
They were all right? Okay, going into Max Rats, they were looking to be the contender in the final. And obviously, we did cast that game with you guys, and that was an awesome display of effort from that. How did you guys feel going up against them?
Going into it, I thought that they were going to win the whole tourney, to be fair. But then we sort of did well.
This is awesome.
Then,
I love how interviews go down. Honestly, it's so good. Jim, do you have anything to say, mate?
No, look, I'm just listening to like this really technical interview. Obviously, you guys pretty happy with the way that you played. Did you actually have some self-belief at the start of that game?
A
final,
bit,
that is?
yeah. We definitely had a bit, but we didn't think that we would have won.
I don't know what you're talking about. We knew you were winning from the start.
That's
Oh,
exactly
okay,
the attitude that I want to
okay.
hear.
Okay.
I just want to say, at the start of that last final series, when we went down 1-0, Amphis literally said it's going to go back and forth, and in the last game, we're just going to turn it around and win 2 in a row. He literally called it.
I mean, that's the thing, though, right? Because at the end of the day, we were saying it during the cast. I'm not sure if you boys could have heard it, but we were talking about during the cast. Like, you did go down the first game, obviously of the best of 7, against GenerOZity, and then you guys came back in game 2, and then coming down 5-1 in the third game. Like, what was going in your head after that? Like, going down the third match, going down 5-1.
Yeah, we didn't really think about it too much when as soon as it got a bit out of hand, because the first 2 goals they got pretty much off kickoff goals. The kickoffs are really strong and really pressuring. So we kind of just ignored that game after about 3 minutes in, and we're like, it's all right, we'll just keep momentum and focus on the next one.
Yeah, that's exactly. We did kind of discuss it on the cast as well. Like, you know, going down 5-1, there's not much you can do from that. Obviously, just kind of wipe the dust off a little bit and come back out in game 4. And you guys definitely did that in game 4, and then obviously lost game 5, and then came back in game 6. And what were you going through your head going into game 7?
Just win.
Just win.
Just
I mean,
win.
at the end of the day, you've
Just
come
take
through.
it to them.
Yeah,
All
I
or
mean,
nothing.
exactly right. I mean, that's exactly all or nothing. Because at the end of the day, you've gone through the entire tournament, made it to the very last match, the very last 5 minutes you guys could have possibly played in the tournament, and to come out with a victory right at the end. Like, Kenny, obviously going up that sideline when you go for an air dribble, and obviously Amphis, you're waiting for the pass. You know, what was going through your head, Kenny?
Score. My back. Yeah, and score.
Yeah,
All
obviously.
the focus was going to be on Amphis anyway, to be honest.
That's the roof of my mechanical ability.
I mean, Amphis, some of those touches, like obviously the redirect from the boys sending it down the midfield to you, redirects into the goals, both bottom left, bottom right, crossbar down. Like, how long have you been practicing those? You seem to be being able to nail them so much.
Well, I'm quite good at them, but I can't defend, so I think all my hours have went into attack, to be fair.
Well, it definitely showed, mate. Honestly, I mean, I did say that you were MVP for the entire tournament, but honestly, it's well deserved. But honestly, from I guess it's a lead up to that point. You know, from your teammates, obviously in day 1, day 2, Kenny was really on top of his game, and obviously, I believe you guys were day 1 and day 2, or did you guys go through on day 1? I don't have exactly.
We did day
Day
1.
one lower bracket. We lost to gaming gamers and the uppers.
That's right, yeah. So obviously going down that, but Kenny, you came really pushing out in day 1, and obviously made it through to the qualifiers today, and then obviously Amphis is stepping up right when it was needed most for a hat trick. I mean, we obviously you were doing really well, but were you expecting a hat trick in the final?
No, I thought they were going to be really close games, or either them smashing us, to be fair. Maybe 1-0 or 2-0.
So why were you guys thinking they're going to smash it? Based on experience, obviously the lineup that they've got is really, high tier class for RLCS, contenders. Like, why were you guys thinking that? Why do you guys not think you guys have what it takes to win?
Oh, we definitely believe that we could have won, but obviously, I'd say individually, all of them players, they have experience and they're obviously really good.
Based on previous experiences on the way scrims go, we can have close games and have reasonably even results overall, but they generally have more blowouts than we do, so we're expecting the best, but...
Oh, you definitely got the best you possibly could have done. You guys put in an absolute unreal final tournament, and boys, congratulations on the $600 prize pool. You guys get the $600. What are you guys going to do with it?
Get 50 of it back from me. You're welcome.
Give it 50 of it back.
I think we'll all do 50 back.
Yeah, sounds
definitely.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I can do that donation live on the show if you want. The $150. I'll do that live on the show before we end. I'll do that. And then I'll pay you guys the remaining over the course of the next week, mate. Make sure you guys send me through your PayPal details, and I'll have that money to you guys as soon as possible.
We'll do all the housekeeping on stream.
Yeah, that's it. That's how we roll around here. All right, boys, we're going to end it up there. But obviously, guys, that is Mind Frequency taking out the finals in the Fire and Rescue Charity Cup. What a tournament we've had over the last 3 days. So all the teams, we had over 130 attendees on over the course of the 2 days. 35 teams day 1, 35 teams day 2, and of course the top 8 competed today for the finals. We've had an absolute upset. We thought, Ratchet Rares were going to have it. Mind Frequency came out on top, and then obviously GenerOZity moving through to the finals and then battling it out in the end. All good. I thought you were waving at me for a second. No. Battling it out at the end with Mind Frequency and GenerOZity in the finals, and to go down to the wire of Game 7. Jim, I don't think we could have ever expected to have that kind of final.
No, I didn't see that at all. I mean, I thought, looking at the rosters and the way they lined up, I was thinking, GenerOZity probably are going to take this one quite convincingly. A lot of resistance coming out of the way of Mind Frequency. Obviously, we know they're a mixed team. You know, they're both these two teams are mixed teams in that sense. But like, you know, they've obviously shown that they can test their mettle against some of the best, and you know, they stood up, and to do it in such emphatic fashion, I think that is awesome, because that is exactly the kind of game you want to commentate in the grand finals, that best of 7 OT victory, because honestly, it's the best way for a team to win a competition. On the flip side, it's also the worst way for a team to lose, but that is the way that the cookie crumbles. That is, you know, how things go in these sorts of affairs, and there's always got to be one winner and one loser. And I don't think anybody really is a loser today, because obviously it's all in the name of charity.
It's exactly right.
Like, awesome.
You know, and all money raised on the GenerOZity channel, and obviously all money raised on my channel over the last 2 days as well, has been going all 100% to the proceeds of the charity that we're doing here. You know, it's absolutely amazing stuff. Quick shout out to BB Rivals for making the tournament possible, obviously, and all the players being able to come together for such an awesome time of the year. Obviously, going into preseason, a lot of players want to test out new combinations, new players, and we definitely seen tonight some new teams that we'd never even heard of before. You know, some new combinations, some new skills, and of course, Kenny Salmon for the first time we've seen come through and scoring the winner when he needed most. And you know, these are the kind of games and the kind of tournaments we need more in Oceanic region. And you know, I'm hopefully in the near future we can do more. You know, but. Again, thanks for all the support. Thanks for the retweets. Thanks for the, you know, all the casters. Again, Jupiter, Comps, and Formal Casting, and Jim Nesso, my man, coming to sit on the desk with me live today for you guys. And, you know, and all the people that are sponsored throughout this entire event, not just on my channel, GenerOZity channel and stuff. So all those who donated, you know, get the chance to win some cool stuff. And also the players will get a chance to win a bunch of prizes just for competing. So whether win or lose, everyone's a winner here. And we've raised a whole bunch of money for, you know, the bushfire relief, and you know, I think everyone just should give themselves a big round of applause. And I guess we're going to be signing off for the night. We're going to be wrapping it up, but I will be sending that donation through. So, guys, stick around. I believe my man, Oceanic Panda, is going to be on next. So he's going to be around here, and we're going to do some cool stuff with you guys. So stick around, guys. And thank you again from me and Jim Nesso. Back to you guys, and God bless the firefighters.
Have a good night.